Grand Slam champ, return the love.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's been a joy playing and with you guys all these years.
S&P futures up 12. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Imagine everything you need in one place, all within reach at your fingertips. Welcome to your happy place. The all-new Staples Connect app, where you can save money with just a tap. Exclusive app-only savings and all your rewards in one place. No searching, just saving. Now, download the Staples Connect app and get $10 off your next $50 in-store purchase. Download the Staples Connect app today and find your happy place. Offer ends 12/31. In-store only. See app for full offer details.
Are you more than $10,000 in debt? Feel like you're on a never-ending treadmill, staying in one place and never getting ahead with those minimum payments? You feel like there's no way out? Get off the endless debt treadmill and start saving money each month. There are programs in place to help you get free of your debt, and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. The program at Total Financial Freedom can help you get debt-free in months instead of decades. Call Total Financial now at 800-208-5212. 800-208-5212.
Pretty good. No complaints.
Iowa hosts a ball game made in Hollywood today. Last year's game between the Chicago White Sox and New York Yankees on the Field of Dreams in Iowa was a wild 9-8 victory. Such a success that two more teams will
Go the distance.
The Chicago Cubs and Cincinnati Reds are playing in the second game at the Throwback Ballpark, near where the 1989 movie was filmed.
People will come, Ray. They come to Iowa.
The Cubs and Reds will wear uniforms inspired by how the franchises looked in the early 20th century.
Just wanted to thank you folks for putting up this field. Let us play here.
Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News. Anne H. remains in critical condition on a ventilator after she crashed her car into a home in Los Angeles Friday. The actress representative tells Reuters she suffered significant lung damage and burns and hasn't regained consciousness since shortly after the accident. Toxicology reports are pending. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-826-9895. That's 800-826-9895. 800-826-9895.
DQ presents how to experience the new DQ Reese's Take 5 Blizzard with your 5 senses. First, open your eyes and see it all. Reese's peanut butter cups, caramel, peanuts, pretzels. It's beautiful. Then feel it. Oh, it's cold. Next, listen to it. Now, smell it with your nose. Oh, sweet top notes. And finally, taste it. Experience the new Reese's Take 5 Blizzard today. DQ, happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com. Delivery subject to availability, additional fees, and minimum order requirements.
Ron's Roofing knows that when a storm damages your roof, it's hard to know what to do next. Easy. Rely on the most trusted and recognized roofing name, Ron's Roofing. They'll help protect you from the next storm. Ron's Roofing understands that your roof is your home's first line of defense. That's why they work with all insurance companies to ensure that your home is protected from any unexpected storms. A job won't get the Ron's Roofing name on it unless it's done right. Visit ronsroofing.com or call 215-0070.
Waiting was such a mistake. That's one of the things we hear most after we've successfully treated one of our patients for erectile dysfunction. At Montgomery Men's Health, we want you to know first and foremost that waiting is a mistake, because the longer you wait, the more difficult it can be to treat your ED. Using what you've got is important, not just for your relationship, but for your overall health. There's some truth to the phrase, if you don't use it, you lose it. At Montgomery Men's Health, we'll fight for your ability to consistently perform without the anxieties that so many men experience. In fact, you might even find you performing like you haven't in a long time. We only treat ED and low T at Montgomery Men's Health, and we successfully treated many men with protocols that are effective in nearly 90% of cases. We also offer complementary treatments, including acoustic wave therapy, so you get the one that works best for you. So don't wait, make an appointment. For just $99, you get a medical consultation, blood work, and a medically advised test nurse. Call today, 334-440-3663. That's 440-3663 or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, it's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our health care. And no doubt, this is why so many people are joining Medi-Share right now. Medi-Share is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly healthcare costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too, especially now during this holiday season with healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up. Medi-Share can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. And Medi-Share is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that's worked beautifully for 27 years. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Maybe now would be perfect time to make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Stacking Benjamins with Joe and his good friend OG not only has great financial insight, it's laid back with humor too.
Joe and his gang.
How much extra do you need to account for the fudge factor, whether it's the market not behaving or inflation not behaving? I was surprised, OG, that when you said fudge factor, Doug's eyes and ears didn't even perk up. Just set the fudge right out there and let Doug marinate it. You're going to have to rephrase that.
Stacking Benjamins. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440. Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Indeed.com. Fall into autumn hiring with Indeed. Their all-in-one solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Another active day of showers, tropical downpours, and thunderstorms. Coverage today around 70%, especially this afternoon into this evening. It's the same story we've had really all week long. High temperatures will get up to near 90 degrees. A lot of us may hold the upper 80s. Another day with a high rain chance on Friday, 60% coverage. Highs, again, upper 80s to near 90. Drier and slightly less humid weather for the weekend.
That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Sabry for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Your Thursday kicks off with no major problems. Interstate systems moving into the Tri-County area from Clanton, Auburn, and Greenville, and no problems on 231 south out of Wetumpka or north out of Troy. Whether your credit is perfect or just plain bad, approval for an equity loan on your home or land is a phone call away, but you have to call. Call the A-Team at NCS in Wetumpka, 567-9000, and MLS 232-876. Buckle up, it's the law for Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is major delay.
You love your car, yes, but why are you not loving it with those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
Good morning, I'm Judd Davis. Here's what's happening in the news on this Thursday. Former President Donald Trump was in a Manhattan courtroom on Wednesday in connection to a civil case against his business. Former president didn't speak at the 6-hour deposition, invoking his Fifth Amendment rights. The New York Attorney General's office is looking into whether he improperly valued his assets to get favorable treatment from lenders and the IRS. If you've been grocery shopping recently, you've had to have seen it. Prices are up more than 13% in the last year. It's the largest yearly increase since March of 1979. Alabama Democrats want to repeal the state's grocery tax. That 4% tax goes to the State Education Trust Fund. Both parties have introduced legislation to cut the tax in the past, but it continues to fail because of disagreements over how to replace that money. The housing market is shifting a little bit. For months, it's been an extremely competitive market. Now, real estate agents in the River region say more houses are available, but with higher interest rates. The Federal Reserve upped interest rates by 0.75% last month to slow down inflation.
Are you hungry? Are you ready to eat now? Then head on over to Bojangles in East Chase. Bojangles has you covered for breakfast, lunch, and dinner all day, every day. Get a hot breakfast with homemade fluffy biscuits, bacon, grits, and eggs, or grab the Bo Chicken Sandwich combo for lunch. And on your way home, make the family happy with an 8-piece of the best chicken around. Wash it all down with ice cold sweet tea. And don't forget dessert, because the sweet potato pie is back. Get to Bojangles now, because it's bow time. 9066 East Chase Parkway.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice, and now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 to call to 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com for the hottest gift.
This is State Health Officer Dr. Scott Harris, encouraging you to take the Purple Pledge and support the 47 million people worldwide who are living with Alzheimer's disease and other dementias.
The number of Americans living with Alzheimer's is growing at an alarming rate. 10% of people over the age of 65 have the disease, and 2/3 of them are women. New research is making it possible to detect Alzheimer's disease and providing an accurate diagnosis earlier than ever before. This message brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health and this station.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Okay, let me make sure I got this.
Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It is time to rise and shine once again, if you can. It is another day, believe it or not. You made it. You're on top of the ground, rather than the ground being on top of you. That is all the reason in the world to be thankful for this morning. Good morning to you. It's time for our daily bread. Our daily bread, a word from on high, something to change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Today's daily bread is simply entitled Untold Riches. Our scripture insight today comes from Romans 11:33 through 36. Romans 11:33 says, "Oh, the depth of the riches of the wisdom and knowledge of God." Govern yourselves accordingly for your edification. Untold riches. And again, it is August the 11th, 2022 AD. It is a day that has never been, and it is also a day that shall never, ever come again. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done this day. And more importantly, you don't get the chance to undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do this day, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you be proud of what you have done. I tell you every morning because it's true, and each morning is a different one. If you've been alive a while, you've seen, you've heard many, many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace and mercy of God, we may, I'm not sure, but we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of your life. What you're going to do with it? Well, whatever you do. If you can, while you can, until you can't, reach back and help somebody else along the way. Bishop Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say if that is the standard by which you live life, you will always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you will never be a failure as long as you never, ever, ever quit. Never give up. Because quitters don't win. And while winners may lose a thing or two, may fail a thing or two, they will never be failures because they don't quit. Sometimes the mountain's high, you can't go over it. Sometimes the mountain's so deep, the valley's so deep, you can't get off from under it. And sometimes the mountain is so wide, you can't get around it. Well, with the right kind of help, sometimes, you got to go through the mountain. But remember this, no matter how tough the storms of life, the sun hasn't gone anyplace. It's just obstructed for the moment. Stand still. It'll be right back. Don't give up. Don't quit. Don't ever, ever quit. And no matter what happens on this day, remember this. It is a great day to be alive. Good morning to you. Untold Riches. That's our daily bread for this day, August the 11th, 2022 AD. Good morning to you. It's a great day to be alive.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Our reading titled Untold Riches was written by Dave Brannon. In an orbit between Mars and Jupiter zooms an asteroid worth trillions and trillions of dollars. Scientists say 16 Psyche consists of metals such as gold, iron, nickel, and platinum worth unfathomable amounts of money. For now, Earthlings are not attempting to mine this rich resource, but the United States is planning to send a probe to study the valuable rock. The promise of untold riches just out of reach can be both tantalizing and frustrating. Surely, in time, there will be people who will champion the cause of reaching 16 Psyche for its treasure. But what about the prospect of riches that are within our reach? Wouldn't everyone go for that? Writing to the first century church at Rome, the Apostle Paul spoke of attainable riches, those we find in our relationship with God. He wrote, "Oh, the depth of the riches of the wisdom and knowledge of God." Bible scholar James Denney describes these riches as the unsearchable wealth of love that enables God to far more than meet the great needs of the world. Isn't that what we need? Even more than gold nuggets from some far-off asteroid? We can mine the riches of God's wisdom and knowledge found in the scriptures as the Holy Spirit helps us. May God lead us to dig into those riches and to know and treasure Him more. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Romans chapter 11, verses 33 through 36. Oh, the depth of the riches of the wisdom and knowledge of God! How unsearchable His judgments, His paths beyond tracing out! Who has known the mind of the Lord, or who has been His counselor? Who has ever given
Coffee
to
is
God
overrated.
that God should repay them? For from Him and through Him and for Him are all things. To Him be the glory forever. Amen.
Morning, Todd.
Let's pray. Father God, help us to seek out the riches of your wisdom and knowledge, your judgments, and your paths, rather than this earthly wealth, as we seek to follow and know you. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thanks for listening today. I'm Stephen, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Well, it's time to rise and shine. You know what that means. Time to get up. Okay, it's the last day of PT, so, we got to knock this out and get to moving. All righty then, who's caught in cadence today? Sergeant Smith, can we get on that? All right, real quickly. I didn't say shoe letters. Okay, there we go. All right then. The range is later on.
All right, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. C-130 rolling down the strip.
C-130 rolling down the strip. Airborne daddy gonna take a little trip.
Airborne daddy gonna take a little trip. Mission unspoken.
Destination unknown.
Unspoken destination unknown.
We ain't never know when we're coming home.
Don't even know if we're ever coming home. Stand up, hook up.
Shuffle to the door.
Stand up, hook up, shuffle to the door.
I jump right out and count to 4.
Jump right out and count to 4. If my main don't open wide.
If my main don't open wide, well, I got a reserve by my side. How to get up, motivated, get it, get it, get it.
One should
fail me too.
That one should fail me too.
Look out below, cause I'm coming through.
Ground, I'm coming through.
Tell my girl I did. Oh, that's way good, yeah. If I die on the old drop zone, box me up and send me home.
Send up and send me home.
Tell my girl I did my best.
Tell my girl I did my best.
And marry me in the front leaning rest.
When I get to heaven.
When I get to heaven.
Peter's gonna say.
Say Peter's gonna say, how'd you earn your living?
How'd you earn your living?
How'd you earn your pay?
How'd you earn your pay? I will reply with
a little bit. Yes, yes, yes. Say it, say it. I made my living as an airborne ranger.
My pay as an airborne ranger.
Driving on all day. 11B. Infantry. I don't know much about 11B, but I heard about it. All right, then. Good run, good run, good run. All right, good run this morning. Short run. It's Thursday. It's like short PT time. Now, let's pay homage to all of our armed forces of the United States of America. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and Space Force. Haven't quite figured out what they do, but okay then.
We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in Thee. Through loving gale and shock and shell to win our victory. Send word for mountains our cry. Our plans are motto true. We're always ready to war.
Well, it's time to rise and shine. And good morning, Maxwell and Gunner Air Force Base. After all, this is an Air Force town. Got to pay homage. So, good morning. Can anybody, can we park at least a 141 out there for one more time, for old time's sake? I'm just saying. Well, if a 141 ever lands at Maxwell, somebody call me and tell me. I need to see it one more time. Brings back memories. That's a C-141. Rather than pum. You know, for the life of me, I cannot figure out how come I haven't seen a 141 in years. I don't know what happened to that airplane. I mean, it's like it was top secret and the Air Force just buried it someplace. I mean, how you gonna get rid of all them airplanes? I mean, it's a beautiful bird, a paratrooper's dream. It's a hell of a bird. I don't know why it is. I cannot find one. Haven't seen one in years. So what y'all do with them out there, Maxwell, Gunner? I mean, come on, man. I mean, the 130 is still kicking and the 123 is still kicking. So you would think that the C-141 would be kicking also, but I haven't seen one. I mean, the sleekness of that body, the length of the bird. I mean, it just, I love that bird, you know, and I love the C-5, you know. I haven't figured out the mathematics behind and the science behind a airplane that big, like the C-17, that can take off with such a short runway. I haven't figured that one out yet. Again, our man went to sleep during that class. I know it's got something to do with physics and all that stuff, but the science does not compute in my. I mean, I think like me, I'm still trying to figure out how an aircraft carrier sets on the water without drowning, without sinking. I haven't figured that out yet. And I know that's why they got, you know, MIT and Huntsville up there, because those are where the smart folks are, smarter than I am, that go to school. So I got that part. But think about it, an aircraft carrier. It sits there. You know, don't turn left, it don't turn over, it just sets in the water. Airplanes, thousands of pounds, takes off almost at a standstill. I haven't figured that out. I must have went to sleep during that class, because I mean, now if I'd have knew they was coming, listen, if I'd have known that they were going to teach us about that, I'd have stayed awake. Okay, I would have stayed awake, because that's some fascinating stuff. You know, I always did like science, although I didn't really want to take the old poor frog apart and, you know, stuff like that. That was never my cup of tea. No. I was more into Plato, Socrates, you know, people that age, James Ingram. I was more into philosophical things. I didn't want, you know, the science. Okay, fine. But anyway, so if anybody knows that a C-141 is coming to Maxwell anytime in the near future, let me know so I can go out there and take a picture of it one more time. I mean, I just got to take a picture of it, and I just want to see it one more time before it's all over. I just want to, you know, I mean, that bird brings tears to my eyes. Because to think of all the scared nights and days that I was on that airplane, and, you know, I never even, okay, I got something to tell you guys. I know you think I'm tough, I am, but I never opened my eyes doing the jump, never did. Because here's the way I saw it. If I open my eyes and the chute don't open, I'm going to be scared for a couple of minutes. Then it'll probably be over. But if I close my eyes and the chute don't open, well, I won't know, because, you know, it'll be over anyway. So I never opened my eyes. You know, I know I wasn't a chicken. I was just, you know, I just didn't want to know. But when I felt the, you know, then I knew I was good. Then I opened my eyes. Yeah, I know. I'm probably the only scared paratrooper ever been in the Army. every time. Every time. Over 50 times. That's right. Now, there's some folks who got 700, 800, 13, 1400 jumps. I wouldn't that crazy about it. I mean, jump that many times. But I do hold an U.S. Army record. Okay, me and 12 other guys. We jumped 8 times in one day out of the aircraft. Okay. Now, there ain't too many people in the Army ever done that. Okay. That's right. I did. All right. And it was 13 of us because we had a small RIP class. But anyway, and Command and Sergeant First Class Conrad said that that day, y'all gonna jump these chutes because we didn't requisition them all, so we gonna use them. Okay, so when you're E1, E2 at best, you just shut up and do what you're told to do because you figure they all kill you, so you just do what you got to do. But anyway, so I do share that record with 12 other guys. Okay, I'm just saying it was a hell of a day, as a matter of fact. And people say, wait, how did you do that? How did you do 8 times in one day? Okay, I'll tell you. It wasn't out of a 141. It was not out of a 130. It was not out of a 123 RC5. It was out of Chinooks. That's right, Chinooks. Chinook is a helicopter. Okay, exactly what Chinook stands for, I'm not sure, since Hunter Army Airfield was across the field. I never went over there and said, what does the word Chinook mean? All I know is when Top said get on it, we need to get on it from the cattle truck. Okay, and so I was on it. I was on it. Okay, I'm just saying. So that's how we did that. We did it out of Chinooks. Okay. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope that they find you well. It is 6:34 in the morning. If you got to be there by 7 o'clock, you have 24 minutes. I think, about 24 minutes by which to arrive. Yeah, about something close, 26 minutes by which to arrive. All right. So if you got to go to work, let's get up, let's get it done. Because you know what? You're wasting daylight. Is it daylight yet? Well, it was almost daylight when I came in here this morning. So I guess it ought to be pretty close to daylight right about now. So anyway, got to take a break. We'll come back. The lessons of life, and my favorite thing, and my word of the day. Since it is school time, it is my job to make sure that the young skulls of mush, that they actually learn a new word every day of the school year. And then by the end of the school year, you'll be able to tell anybody off without them knowing what you just said. Okay, that's the best way to do it. Except me. Don't tell me that, because I know most of these words. Okay. Anyway, we'll be back after this.
Sponsored by Staples Stores.
This time the girl is gonna stay.
10-count markers and 12-count colored pencils are just 99 cents each, and Staples one-subject notebooks are just 35 cents each. In store only.
Just can't help believing.
Back to school, send them forward at Staples.
Another active day of showers, tropical downpours, and thunderstorms. Coverage today around 70%, especially this afternoon into this evening. It's the same story we've had really all week long. High temperatures will get up to near 90 degrees. A lot of us may hold the upper 80s. Another day with a high rain chance on Friday, 60% coverage. Highs, again, upper 80s to near 90. Drier and slightly less humid weather for the weekend.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Sabry for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Your Thursday continues with no major problems or accidents. Interstate systems moving smoothly into and through the Tri-County area. You keep listening, and we will keep you posted. Reinhardt Used Car Super Center has over 40 Toyota Tacomas and RAV4s. Your good credit and no money down gets you on the road today. Reinhardt Used Car Super Center on the East Boulevard. Buckle up, front and back. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
You love your car, yes? But why are you not loving it with those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
The most recognizable brand in esports only gets bigger, as FaZe Clan has now entered the stock market as a publicly traded company. It's not surprising to see this move, as FaZe Clan easily has the most influence outside of esports itself, bringing in celebs like Snoop Dogg to join the team. Lee Trink, CEO of FaZe, claims that the organization's popularity with Gen Z will lead to their thriving success as a publicly traded company.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis. No matter what your game is, defense matters. Same thing goes for COVID-19. Help protect yourself with a booster shot, now recommended for people 5 years and older. Schedule an appointment as soon as you are eligible following completion of your primary series. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Waiting was such a mistake. That's one of the things we hear most after we've successfully treated one of our patients for erectile dysfunction. At Montgomery Men's Health, we want you to know first and foremost that waiting is a mistake, because the longer you wait, the more difficult it can be to treat your ED. Using what you've got is important, not just for your relationship, but for your overall health. There's some truth to the phrase, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. At Montgomery Men's Health, we'll fight for your ability to consistently perform without the anxiety that so many men experience. In fact, you might even find you performing like you haven't in a long time. We only treat ED and low T at Montgomery Men's Health, and we've successfully treated many men with protocols that are effective in nearly 90% of cases. We also have a full complement of treatments, including acoustic wave therapy, so you get the one that works best for you. So don't wait. Make an appointment. For just $99, you'll get a medical consultation, blood work, and if medically advised, a test dose. Call today, 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663, or go to montgomerymenshealth.com.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah. Even with heart failure, my mother remains strong.
Because without strength, you lose hope. Together, we will rise above heart failure.
To help prevent, improve, or manage heart failure, go to riseabovehf.org.
Rabies is a viral disease that can infect all mammals, including humans. This is State Public Health Veterinarian Dr. D. Jones. Protect yourself, your family, and your pet, not just by staying away from wild animals that often carry the virus, but also by getting your pet vaccinated. Raccoons and bats are the most common carriers of the rabies virus. The first reaction may be to approach a strange active or injured animal. But oftentimes people are bitten or scratched while trying to help these animals. The best approach may be to contact your local animal control officers. If you are bitten or scratched by an animal, you should seek medical attention immediately. Although rabies is 100% fatal, it is also 100% preventable.
This is State Health Officer Dr. Scott Harris. For more information, visit our website, www.alabamapublichealth.gov.
Don't miss Sean Hannity. Biden incoherently adheres live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
And good morning, everybody. I love Mr. Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow it's mellow stuff. I mean, nobody can have road rage listening to Barry Manilow going down the road. I mean, if you do, you're mentally ill. Okay, you just can't have road. So if you want to make sure that nothing bothers you while you go, okay, here's the one type of music that you do not want to play headed to work in the morning is rap music. You don't want to play that. You don't want to play that headed to work first thing in the morning or dropping your kids off. Okay, you don't, because you will find yourself getting angry, mad about nothing. If the wind's going the wrong way, no. But listen to little Barry Manilow, little Barry White, and you road rage and Luther. If you really want to be metal, listen to some Luther Vandross on your way to school this morning. Don't put the rap in it, because see, here's what's going to happen. You're going to put the rap music on, okay? And all they're going to be talking about is slapping and killing and stuff like that. Then next thing you know, you're going to become angry. And your child will say good morning to you, and then you probably thought he said something else. So now you knock the hell out of him, okay, because you listen to the rap music. Okay, listen to my advice this morning. if you want a great ride to school this morning with your kids, listen to Barry Manilow or Barry White. Either Barry's good, okay? Maybe a little Al Green, a little Isley Brothers in there, or maybe a little gospel music. I'm saying, but you do not want to listen to rap music when you're taking your kids to school first thing in the morning. Because here's what's going to happen. I'm going to get a note across my desk. It's going to say road rage. Parent throws kid out of the car. Okay? I'm just saying, so now he'll be at home tonight and you won't be. I'm just saying. So just don't let him put it in the car. Okay? Barry White, Barry Manilow, or somebody like that, or maybe a little Neil Sedaka or something like that. Your ride, and listen, let's go Frank Sinatra or somebody like that. Okay. And who's the other guy? The guy's been singing forever. It still sounds good. Can't think of his name. White guy. Can't think of his name, but it still sounds good. So anyway, so I'm just telling you, I'm giving you some road rage advice this morning. And I guarantee this, there's never been a person to engage in road rage if he's listening to Barry White or Barry Manilow in his car. Nobody. Okay, I'm just telling you. So you might want to take my advice. So this morning, do not listen to rap music on the way to take your kids, because your kids won't even look the same. There's a metamorphosis that happens to you mentally when you listen to that stuff. Okay, it changes your whole psyche. I'm telling you, you don't want to do it. You just don't want to do it. You would. Okay, so on your way to school this morning, just remember you want to listen to a little Barry Manilow, maybe a little bit of Barry White, but you certainly don't want to listen to. Now I always hate to say listen to this guy. I mean R. Kelly. I mean, okay, he's crazy, but he was got out of control, but his music was good. But I just want to okay. You might can sneak and listen to a little R. Kelly when you're there by yourself, but don't listen to R. Kelly with the kids in the car. They know about R. Kelly too. Anyway, good morning to you. And it's a great day to be alive. So I hope I helped the city of Montgomery this morning not have as many incidences of road rage as they otherwise would. Okay, and just a little Ronnie Dyson, throw a little Ronnie Dyson in there, a little ABBA, and you'll make it to work on time. You won't even want to slap your kids. Okay, I'm just telling you, you might want to think about that anyway. So word of the day. What is the word of the day? The word of the day is parlay. Parlay. What does that mean? I know you have heard. Okay, I know you. Well, what does a gambler do? A gambler takes $1 and tries to parlay it into $5. He takes the $5, tries to parlay the $5 into $10. Most of the time they end up broke, but that's their goal, is to turn something into something that is of greater value. That's what parlay means. Parlay. Parlay. To turn something into something of greater value. We call that gambling. Okay? But don't try that for a living, though, because you'll be on the street with a can like some of these other guys are. And where's these signs at anyway? They're supposed to be on the road telling people not to give to panhandlers. Where the signs at? Okay, I still see the panhandlers out there. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you get on tough times. I got that part. I got that. Could be me one day. Okay, but here's what my sign is going to say. I don't mind working. If you got something for me to do, okay, just give me your address. I'll be right over. Okay, or you can give me a ride. Probably won't be right over because I probably don't have a car. I'm just saying you might want to do that. All right. Now, what is the word? What is the parlay? Did I get the word out? Parlay. It means to turn something into something of greater value. So it's like taking $1 and turning that $1, parlaying that $1 into $5. Okay, that's called gambling. Anyway, lessons of life. Now, this is an interesting lesson of life this morning because it is so apropos to where we are today in our social construct in America. Okay, Now, some of you guys, okay, again, this is why we call this lessons of life, because these are just things you learn by living. Okay? And remember that now, school kids, remember this. Just because you can say it does not mean that you should say it. Okay? I learned that the hard way. Okay? So take advantage of what I'm telling you. Sometimes, just because you can say it does not mean that you should. But let me give you the opposite side of that. Other times, when everybody else is saying, don't say it, don't say a thing, maybe you should say something. But here is your task, is to have the wisdom to know which time it is. And that's a tough one. And that's one of those things that take a little experience of living and stuff like that. Because sometimes, just because you can say it, doesn't mean that you should. And at other times, when everybody else is saying, don't say a thing, maybe that's the time to say something. I think deep inside of us, we know when that time is. We just choose to ignore it. We need to have the wisdom to know what time it is. Okay? All right. So much for that. That is my gift to you guys today of wisdom, so we can go on to something else right now. So the word of the day again is what? Parlay. It means to turn something into something of greater value. That's your word of the day right here on News Radio 1440. I should get somebody to sponsor that for me. Then I can come up with really good words. Anyway, it is August the 11th. Okay? It is the 223rd day of the year. These are some of the highlights of history, things that have happened on this day. It was August the 11th, 1992, in the Mall of America, the nation's largest shopping entertainment center, opened in Bloomington, Minnesota. I haven't been there yet. Been to Minnesota a few times, but never been to the mall. I don't think I'm going to a mall either. 1949, on this day, President Harry S. Truman nominated General Omar N. Bradley to become the first chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The year was 1956. Omar Bradley was called the Soldiers General. And they said that because he got down with the soldiers. Okay, right. I never had a chance to meet him. 1956, abstract painter Jackson Pollock, 44, died in an automobile accident of Long Island. I have never been a fancier of abstract art. I mean, if I can't tell what it is by looking at it, I probably won't be looking at it alone. Okay, but I understand they got deeper meanings, I know. But if you have to tell me what the meaning is, kind of defeats the purpose of painting it, doesn't it? Okay, I don't know about that abstract stuff. I'm not sophisticated enough to understand that. The year was 1960. The African country of Chad became independent of France. 1964, the Beatles movie A Hard Day's Night had its U.S. premiere in New York. 1965 was the year rioting and looting claimed the lives of 36 lives broke out in predominantly black watch section of Los Angeles. We always tearing up our own community. I've never figured that one out. I mean, if you're really mad, go tear up the other guy's community. I mean, because at the end of the day, when you tear up your community, where you gonna live? I'm just saying, if you're really mad, go across town and tear up their house. Don't tear up your house. That didn't make any sense. 1984, at the Los Angeles Olympics, American runner Mary Decker failed after colliding with South African-born British competitor Zola Budd in the 3,000-mile meter finale. Budd finished 7th. The year was 1991. Shiite Muslim kidnappers in Lebanon released 2 Western captives, Edward Tracy, an American held nearly for 5 years, and Jerome Legrand, a Frenchman who had been abducted by a rival group 3 days earlier. In 1993, of course, President Bill Clinton named Army General John Shelikashvili to be the new chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, succeeding the retiring General Colin Powell. And Shelikashvili, that's where we gave every leg in the United States military a beret. Every leg. Never jumped out of jack. Never get a chance to blouse his boots because he's a leg. And we wanted to look like the UN. What the hell was going on with that? So we gave everybody a beret. Now I had to earn my beret. Me and other folks, we had to earn that beret. They didn't just give it to you as part of the stuff they give you when you get on base. Okay, I'm just saying, what a dumb move that was. I mean, you listen. You can look like a paratrooper, but you're not really one. I'm just saying, you know. So Shelley Kotzebue, I'm glad he was. That was a mistake. Anyway, I thought that was crazy. 1997, President Bill Clinton made the first use of the historic line item veto, rejecting 3 items in the spending and tax bill. However, U.S. Supreme Court later struck down the veto as unconstitutional. I'm always amazed of how the 9 members of the United States Supreme Court reached their decisions, and I would be forever perplexed at how we got abortion out of privacy, and how we somehow found it constitutional to take the lives of children. I will never understand. I mean, maybe there's somebody out there that can explain that to me in a way that I can understand it, but I seriously doubt it that would ever happen. Anyway, in 2012, Republican presidential contender Mitt Romney announced his choice of Representative Paul Ryan of Wisconsin to be his running mate. Usain Bolt capped his perfect London Olympics by leading Jamaica to victory in a world record 36.84 seconds of the 4x100 meters, whatever that means. Still trying to figure out yards. They want to put meters on me. 2017, a federal judge ordered Charlottesville, Virginia, to allow a weekend rally of white nationalists and other extremists to take place at its originally planned location downtown. Violence erupted at the rally, and a woman was killed when a man plowed his car into a group of counter-protesters. And it was 13 years ago that a Miramar court found democracy leader Aung San Suu Kyi, close to it, guilty of violating her house arrest by allowing an uninvited American to visit her home. She was ordered to serve an 18-month sentence under house arrest. Jeers and taunts drowned out the Democratic lawmakers calling for a healthcare overhaul at town halls. During his own town hall in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, President Barack Obama assailed wild misrepresentations of his health care plan. Eunice Kennedy Shriver, sister of President John F. Kennedy and founder of Special Olympics, died at Cape Cod, Massachusetts at the age of 88. And it was 8 years ago that the Academy Award-winning actor and comedian Robin Williams, 63, died in California of a suicide. And 4 years ago, and then we call this a day, Nobel Peace-winning novelist V.S. Naipaul died in his London home at the age of 85. President Donald Trump said former White House staffer and reality TV star Omarosa Magnon, or whatever her name is, Newman, was a lowlife. Newman had been promoting a book which she said Trump is a racist who has used his racial slurs on the set of The Apprentice. Republican U.S. Representative Chris Collins of New York ended his re-election bid days after his indictment on insider trading charges. Yeah, well, you know, you can always call somebody racist. You don't have to prove it. You just got to say it, and again, that's like throwing enough stuff against the wall and see what happens. I mean, we got telephone. I want to hear it. Let me hear it. That's all. Just let me hear it. Okay. Then I'll take my support away from Trump. Just let me hear it. Let me hear he said it, and then I'll take my support. I won't support the guy anymore. Okay. Although it's kind of hard to get mad at him when we use it in every we use this in every thing that's supposed to be comedy, today. Anyway, You know, I was making an observation yesterday. I was looking at something. Let's talk about dogs for a second. I love dogs. I do. I love dogs. But let's talk about dogs for a second. Why is it? And I'm just asking the question. It's a cultural thing. I'm just asking the question. Why is it that white people name their dogs after people? Now, black folks don't do that. Okay? Why is that? You name your dog after people. You give dogs human beings' names. Okay, so like yesterday, there was this dog. This person had a dog, and they named this dog Charlie. Okay? Now, nobody in the audience that was black named their dog after a human being. We name them like things like Terror, you know, or One Bite, you know, or One Bite or something like that. But we don't name the dogs after people. So maybe that's why there's such a love affair with dogs, because white people name their dogs after human beings. Okay, one person I saw yesterday named their dog Abigail. Really? I mean, so why do we do that? I don't know. I just wonder why that is. Why? And black folks don't name their dogs after people. We just don't. We just name our dogs after something else. Matter of fact, sometimes we name our people after dogs. I don't know. I was just wondering, you know, what's up with that? Okay, name your dog after a person. I don't get that one. But anyway, we'll be back. Uno momento. Okay, so y'all just hang loose. Okay. Oh, is it over yet? No, it's not. Oh, there we go. All right.
WSFA 12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning. I'm Judd Davis. Here's what's happening in the news on this Thursday. Former President Donald Trump was in a Manhattan courtroom on Wednesday in connection to a civil case against his business. Former president didn't speak at the 6-hour deposition, invoking his Fifth Amendment rights. The New York Attorney General's office is looking into whether he improperly valued his assets and gets favorable treatment from lenders and the IRS. If you've been grocery shopping recently, you've had to have seen it. Prices are up more than 13% in the last year. It's the largest increase since March of 1979.
We know that.
The Democrats want to repeal the state's grocery tax. That 4% tax goes to the State Education Trust Fund. Both parties have introduced legislation to cut the tax in the past, but it continues to fail because of disagreements over how to replace that money.
Exactly. All they're going to do is put it on something else. How do you want my life?
Real estate agents in the River region say more houses are available, but with higher interest rates. The Federal Reserve upped interest rates by 0.75% last month to slow down inflation.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Relief at the gas pump. The national average for a gallon of regular slipped below $4 a gallon today.
AAA says the national average is $3.99 a gallon. That's down 15 cents in just the last week, 68 cents in the last month. But Phil Flynn with the Price Futures Group says don't get too comfortable.
My expectations are with lower gasoline prices, more people will start to drive, and those prices are going to start edging up.
But for now, these folks say, let's enjoy the moment.
It's a miracle just to be under 4. I had to make sure to stop.
Linda Kenyon, CBS News.
Newsweek is reporting FBI agents who searched former President Trump's estate in Palm Beach this week were tipped off by an informant on classified documents to look for and where they might find them. Correspondent Robert Costa.
Trump and GOP allies continue to lash out at the FBI. Trump appointed FBI Director Christopher Wray declined to comment on the Trump search, but had this to say about the recent rise of threats against the Justice Department.
Violence against law enforcement is not the answer, no matter what anybody's upset about.
The Justice Department's charged a member of Iran's Revolutionary Guard in a plot to murder former National Security Advisor John Bolton.
This is the real picture of the regime in Tehran. This is what it does. It threatens to kill Americans.
Officials say Bolton was targeted after the U.S. drone attack that took out a top Iranian general in 2020. Investigators in Indiana are trying to find the source of an explosion that blew apart a house in Evansville, killing at least 3 people. Dozens of other homes were damaged. This neighbor's grateful.
I was just hanging out on the couch, watching some TV, and window come in right
right behind me and blue glass all in my hair. I'm thankful I'm not a scratch on me.
Police in suburban LA have arrested a man suspected of wounding his brother, another person, and a police officer during an hours-long standoff. Arcadia Lieutenant Brett Borges.
Upon arrival, a subject from inside the residence began shooting at officers, striking an officer in the face.
Victims are in stable condition. Vanessa Bryant sobbed as her lawsuit went to trial, accusing police and firefighters of sharing graphic photos of the helicopter crash site that killed her husband and daughter. CBS's Steve Futterman is in L.A.
Vanessa Bryant is suing for invasion of privacy. She's asking for millions in damages. The lawsuit claims the deputy showed the pictures to firefighters and others, including patrons at a bar.
S&P futures are up 19. Dow futures ahead 174. This is CBS News.
This hour's newscast is presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need cash out of your home and a simple way to get it, Rocket can.
Imagine everything you need in one place, all within reach at your fingertips. Welcome to your Happy Place. The all-new Staples Connect app, where you can save money with just a tap. Exclusive app-only savings and all your rewards in one place. No searching, just saving. Now, download the Staples Connect app and get $10 off your next $50 in-store purchase. Download the Staples Connect app today and find your happy place. Offer ends 12/31. In-store only. See app for full offer details.
Are you more than $10,000 in debt? Feel like you're on a never-ending treadmill, staying in one place and never getting ahead with those minimum payments? You feel like there's no way out? Get off the endless debt treadmill and start saving money each month. There are programs in place to help you get free of your debt, and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. The program at Total Financial Freedom can help you get debt-free in months instead of decades. Call Total Financial now at 800-208-1312. 800-208-1312.
A new report finds Florida's policy on LGBTQ lessons in school is driving anti-hate online.
The Parental Rights and Education Bill, signed in March, bars teachers from discussing gender identity or sexual orientation with students through third grade, with supporters saying parents should decide when or whether to deal with LGBTQ topics. The Human Rights Campaign advocacy group says reference to pedophiles and grooming rose more than 400%, and report authors say increased LGBTQ rhetoric is inciting hatred that could mean violence. The press secretary for Florida's governor, Christina Pashaw, got pushback for a Twitter post that compared criticism of the bill to pedophilia. Allison Keys, CBS News.
An elite girls prep school in Nashville has a new policy allowing applications from anyone who identifies as female, even hopefuls who are biologically male. On-site Outkick says Harpeth Hall sent a letter to parents detailing the new policy. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
When it comes to keeping up with projects on your property, you need quality equipment you can depend on. That's exactly what you get with John Deere equipment from SunSouth. And now's a great time to drive off in a new John Deere from SunSouth during the trade-in and trade-up sales event. Receive up to $2,500 trade-in bonus cash on 2012 or newer competitive-like trade-ins. Find the John Deere that's right for you. Visit SunSouth. Equipment for those that do.
Offer valid on qualifying purchases made through August 30th, 2022. Trade-in bonus varies based on model and competitive trade-in. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah. Even with heart failure, my mother remained strong.
Because without strength, you lose hope. Together, we will rise above heart failure.
To help prevent, improve, or manage heart failure, go to riseabovehf.org.
Telling it like it really is.
That's the fact, Jack!
It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
on back. Come on.
That's where you want me to sit? Okay.
Your WSFA
I got
weather forecast.
But I got a new thing, but it's not all fully operational yet, so we may have some a couple of issues here and there, but you know, we're working on it. It's a new system though, so
Another active day of showers, tropical.
Oh, they're trying to keep you here.
Coverage today around
Now they're trying to get ready for the next guy.
This evening, it's the same story we've had really all week long. High temperatures will get up to 90 degrees.
Okay, you come around this side right here, come right here.
High rain chance on Friday.
Where the mic is?
Yeah.
Coverage wise, again, upper 80s to near 90, drier and slightly less.
Since you can hear anything out of it, if you can't, you can adjust right
Forecast.
there.
I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, we're looking good. Nothing's being reported by the authorities that would send you on an alternate route. Watch out for the school buses and extra traffic in the school zones. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. Fall registration at Trenum State is going on now with classes starting August 19th. Change your life and make your dreams reality. Call Trenum State today. Buckle up, front and back. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
When it comes to tires, bald ain't so beautiful. It's time for a tire makeover at Chico's Auto Pros. Better price, better experience, guaranteed. 239-9510.
Take News Radio 1440 with you everywhere on your AM dial at 1440, on 95.1 HD3 on FM, through our app on the App Store, or through your Alexa or Google smart home device.
Hey, bud, this is Coco. And Captain from the Rustic Furniture Outlet at American Oak and Moore. We have some great news. We're building a new warehouse. Yes, but the bad news is we have over $1 million worth of inventory.
I don't think I've seen you over there. Have I seen you over there?
I've met you over there before.
You
were kind of in and out, so.
Okay, I'm in and out.
I understand.
Everybody was listening when you spoke to Kevin. They were sitting around the corner. What you going to say?
Yeah, I know. They were standing room only.
I was listening with a mute button.
Yeah.
You can buy mattresses anywhere, but at Wolf Boys Bedding, we want to make sure you get a good night's sleep. We will take the time to show you how a mattress is made and what.
Now you'll have to talk a little elevated today because my microphones don't exactly. We're working on some things, so.
We have
the brand new mic.
Yeah, they're brand new.
And get up to $400 off on Heritage Sleep.
Babies are brand new too, but they're still pooping their diapers.
Get a great night's sleep from Wolf Boys Bedding next to American Oak Moore.
Being here with Just Blinds and
You got new computers
your trusted source for all things quality and
This thing
beauty
right
when
here.
it comes to window
No,
treatments for your
I got
home.
this
Well,
right
no
here.
question, the summertime heat has arrived in full force. Let us,
Which
Just
is the brain
Blinds,
of the
help you
operation.
not
I
only
thought I
cool
was,
down your
but this
home
is.
and your outdoor living space, will also help you save money on those cooling bills. How do we do that? Easy.
So you
With
from
the latest
Montgomery?
in energy-efficient shades and blinds,
Your whole
complete with
life?
a range of options for motorization
Why haven't you
and
left?
automation. Visit our Just Blinds
Well,
showroom in Prattville
I'm
or
looking
online at
for it.
GoJustBlinds.com.
That's like Montgomery.
Yeah,
Montgomery
it's the
was.
same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
That's
But
one of the
I
things
don't
we hear
know,
most after we've successfully treated one
my
of our
family's
patients
here.
for erectile dysfunction.
I
At
think
Montgomery
Montgomery is
Men's
a
Health,
great
we want you
place
to
to
know
reach.
first and foremost that waiting
Now,
is
I
a
think we're
mistake.
getting
Because
better,
the longer
but
you wait, the more
the
difficult it
mentality
can be to
here
treat.
is one of
Using what you got is important, not just for your relationship, but for your
continuing.
overall health.
We are
There's
tethered
some
to the
truth
past
plays.
too much
If
here.
you don't use it, you lose it.
In
At Montgomery
Montgomery.
Men's Health, we'll fight for your
Yes.
ability to consistently
That is very
perform
true.
without the anxiety that so many men
Because
experience.
a lot of
In fact, you
people
might even find you performing
found their
better in
relevance
a long time.
doing some
We
of
only
those
treat ED and low
those
T at
times.
Montgomery Men's Health.
And
we
have a
successfully
hard
treated many
time
men with protocols that
understanding
effective in
that
90%
where
of
we
cases.
may not
We
be
also have a full complement
exactly
of
where we
treatments
want to
for
be,
acoustic
we
waves.
certainly are
Further
not
along.
where we were.
What's best for you.
Correct.
So don't wait. Make an appointment.
Yes.
For just $99, you get a medical
And if you're
consultation,
trying to
blood
find
work, and
perfection,
medically
well,
advised Testos.
you're gonna be
Call
looking
today,
at a long time.
334-440-3663. That's
As long as I wasn't on the first
334-440-3663. Or go to
No, I
MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
think the same.
Hi,
I hear a lot
I'm
of
Dr. Anita Chandra with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. As a parent, it can be scary to hand the car keys to your teenager. To help your team stay
They
safe,
paid the
be a
price.
good role model and follow
And not
traffic
for us
laws
to
yourself.
linger and
Set
linger
rules
and
for your
linger
team,
and linger
including
back
wearing
there.
a seatbelt, driving only during the day, and with limited distractions, including from their passengers. Finally,
Because
make
there's
sure your
never
team
been
knows it
a
is never
society where
okay to
somebody
text
wasn't
and
screwed.
drive. For sample driving agreement procedures, visit helpingchildren.org.
And my white folks screw their own people. So,
It's the Dan Bongino Show,
Yeah, we
weekdays from
know.
11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Oh, my life. Okay, we're back. We're live. We're in person here. Before I get to my guest this morning, let me tell you about J.O. Lane Truck and Auto. J.O. Lane Truck and Auto, sponsored our show this morning. If you're looking for a beautifully kept, a car that's been pre-loved, we don't like to use the word used cars because we don't like that word. It's pre-loved cars. Cars that you can send your mother over there and get one. That's how honest they are. Okay, so that's what you want to do. They got online inventory. All you got to do is go to jolanetruckandauto.com. Look at the car. They got a Lexus over there I've been trying to sell forever. Somebody needs that car. School starts. School has already started. Send your child to school in style. Just make sure he got a job so he can pay his own insurance. Okay. Anyway, so here's what you do. You go to 208 Gun Road, or you give them a call, 272-4313. But let me tell you a nice thing about these guys over there. You can buy there and you can pay there. Now, what does that mean? That means you don't have to kiss the ring of the Montgomery Credit Union, okay? Because you made a mistake some years ago, okay? Everybody has, and some of those folks probably got bad credit too. But they don't care about your credit over J.O. Lane Truck and Auto. They care about your future and not your past. So you sit down and talk to Mr. Lane honestly, forthrightly, and I guarantee you, it's the only way you don't walk out of there with a car is that you got a heart attack on the way out. Other than that, we're going to get you a car. We're going to put you in some wheels and help you get off them heels. Okay? That's what I'm just trying to tell you. That's just the way it goes. So that's jolanetruckandauto.com, jolanetruckandauto.com. Go there, look at the inventory. Trucks, cars, all matter. Pathfinders, Lexuses. You got a Lincoln Continental over there. You ever think about being an Uber driver? Hey, a Lincoln is the best way to do it. Okay, because I get out there and come to. I like being chauffeured around. Okay. Anyway, last time I got chauffeured though was a black and white, so we're gonna just leave that one alone. Anyway, 860-1440 is our number this morning. You know what day it is? It's a Thursday. It's a second. I think it's the second Thursday of the month. Yes, it is. I got John Bowman with me this morning, who is from Hope Inspired Ministries, and we get together once a month. We talk about some of the things that they are trying to do. But they brought a guest with us, with him this morning, the second in command over there, as it were, and she's here. So we're gonna see what they want to talk about today. First of all, let me say good morning, and y'all tell everybody who you are.
Good morning. Good morning, Kevin. John Bowman with Hope Inspired Ministries, and I just want to reemphasize, you talked about jumping out of a Chinook earlier, and that's a lot like our students at Hope Inspired Ministries. You know, that you have to trust your parachute. Well, we get them to trust in God with their life because they were created for a purpose and a reason. And kind of a verse that goes along with that, Jeremiah 17:7, blessed are those who trust in the Lord and have made the Lord their hope and confidence. And that's what we do at Hope Inspired Ministries, get them to trust in that. But I did bring second in command, Angelicia Willis. She's running the Montgomery site office right now, and a lot of exciting things coming up that she can tell you about, from a new class to a graduation. But I'm going to let her introduce herself and share now.
Good morning, and as John said, I am Angelicia. I am a former Hope Inspired Ministries graduate, as well as the current career coach / postgraduate coach and interim site director for the Montgomery campus. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Speak about just a little bit louder so we can hear.
Okay.
Everybody told you about my, you know.
It's early. It's early.
Yeah. Speak up like you're mad at somebody.
Okay.
Yeah. Y'all know how to do it.
It takes a lot.
Well, that's good. Anyway, so you say postgraduate coach. What does that mean? What does that mean to me? What does that mean?
So once our students graduate from Hope Inspired Ministries, we don't just put them out on a job and say, okay, you have a job, now survive. We continue to be active in their lives. We follow them, keep track of them, find out what's going on. We still keep those ties, and maintain that relationship with them. So if they encounter any kind of barrier, because the problems are not going to stop just because they graduated. Actually, they're probably going to intensify. So what we do is I keep in touch with them and find out what's going on. Are you still working? If not, why are you not working? And let's find you another job. If you have relapse, let's find out what you need to do. Do we need to get you in treatment? Do we need to drive you somewhere to put you in treatment? What do we need to do to alleviate the problem? So that's where I come in.
How many times do how many times do you give your students before you say, we can't help you?
Well, I'm going to be honest, probably more than enough, but people have given me more than enough chances. So sometimes I have to ask God for the discernment to help me to understand, when am I pouring more into you than you're pouring into yourself? And we lead with mercy. I lead with mercy, and I will give a person as many chances as I can until I realize that I'm exhausted on measures and you're not putting forth the effort. So then we have to unfortunately cut ties. Now, that's not saying that I'm cutting ties forever, but when you are ready to make that change and you're serious about becoming the person that you really want to be, I'm still here for you.
And therein lies the goal, John, to really, nobody can do more for you than you're willing to do for yourself.
Okay.
What is the goal of Hope Inspired Ministries when it comes to people? We sitting in this studio, cool when it's hot and warm when it's cold. Of course, I'm not in a position where I can fully appreciate what you guys do. But tell me what is the goal of Hope Inspired Ministries, and at the end of, what do you call a success story?
Well, Kevin, our end goal is that they are self-sufficient. We want, God created us all for a special reason, special purpose. He created us with high value. And we scrape away all of the lies that the earth has placed on them, and bring out that value. And that's kind of the hope that I talked about in that scripture earlier. But our end goal is that they're being self-sufficient, that they are doing what God created them to do, and that they are, living a prosperous life. Angelica may want to add to that, and even back to what she said a minute ago, that we extend grace after grace to them, even when we have to dismiss them. We're giving them grace, oftentimes signing them up for the next class, or signing them up for addiction treatment, or taking them to a further mental health facility. Whatever it is that they need, we try to link them to that. If we can't help them, to get them in touch with someone who can help them. But our end goal, and I love it when a student comes back to us sharing a success story, whether it's they got their driver's license, or whether it's they saved up enough money to get a car, or whether or not they've got a promotion. We've got a student this class working at food outlet, but he's being supervised by another graduate. That's not only being self-sufficient, but that's excelling at the workplace, and we love to see them excel.
Who is the candidate for Hope Inspired Ministries? Who's the person that you guys are looking for?
I'll let Angelica answer that question, because we have a class starting Monday.
Okay, so yes, we do have a class starting Monday, and we actually have quite a few people signed up for this next class. But we to be eligible, you just have to want to do better, want something better out of life. To be self-sufficient, you want to work a job, and we have an ABC model. Our main goal is to find a job, and then it's going to move you into that better job. Usually the first job is not going to be your career job, and we understand that. But we just want to get you to the point where you're able to work a job, because right about now, during the pandemic, everybody's hiring, and people say, why go to Hope Inspired Ministries? I can get a job on my own. Correct, but can you keep a job? Do you have a history of keeping a job for 3 months, then going to another job, keeping it for 6 months, and then going to another job, keeping it for 5 months? We're trying to break chronic unemployment status. That's what happens with a lot of our students. For some reason, something has come along in their life, whether it's homelessness, criminal background, whatever that problem is, not having identification, we just want to help that person overcome those barriers so that they can be a productive employee on someone's job. And so we say that we have an age range, but I'm going to be honest with you. When God tells us that this person needs us, sometimes we step outside of that realm because we have to meet the need of the individual. So we want them to come and have a desire to do better, show up each day. It's a totally free program. We don't ask for any payment. If anything, we put forth monetary incentives for our students to come as far as getting identification and the things that they need. We give them bus passes. So we're actually just looking for a person who wants something out of life. And I always, to be back off the last question, our end goal is success. Now, success is going to be different to everyone. Success to me might be just being able to function, being clothed in my right mind, having food on the table, having a roof over my head. And for a lot of people, they don't have that right now at this point in their life. So our end goal is to just help them to be able to provide for themselves and their family.
What is the age limit? Is there an age limit?
So we started off saying 18 to 49, but honestly, the man that John just talked about that works at Food Outlet, he's in the 60s. So as long as they have a desire to work, because you do have a lot of elderly people that want to work. And if they want to work, then we'll help them find a job. Because a lot of times that's what they need. And they just need that push. And they do have a strong work ethic, so we will take them. Ultimately, we just want what's best for that individual.
What if I do not have a drug problem? I don't have a alcoholic problem. I just need some help because things ain't going my way. Do I need to be under some substance abuse or anything to get help from a Hope Inspired Ministry?
No, definitely not. So we have people that come to our program that have master's degrees. We have people that have their own home. It's just that they're stuck in life. Something has happened. It could be something as simple as a divorce. It could be something as simple as the pandemic hit me. And I just didn't want to come out because there's so much going on. And I'm afraid to go into the work environment because I hear people getting COVID, and I'm afraid to go out into the work environment. So whatever it is that caused you to be stuck, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be drugs. It doesn't have to be alcohol. Whatever it is, people are stuck for a reason, and they don't know how to get reintegrated back into the workplace. And so we want to teach them those job skills that are going to help them to get back into the workforce.
You know, it was either Bear Bryant or somebody who said that winning becomes a habit, but so does losing.
Mm-hmm.
And so how do you, I mean, it's easy to sit here and say, well, you can do it. But I've been trying to do it for years now, and it hasn't worked out for me, you know, and I hear what you're saying, but how do we reach down and yank and grab people up and prop them up so they know that, you know, no matter what it looks like, it can get better. But you've got to really want it. You just can't say I want it. You've got to, and you've got to. How do you motivate people who just, because sometimes you can go so far down, it almost seems they ain't never coming back.
And that is absolutely true. So we have to latch on, and I'll be honest with you, we go to places that nobody else wants to go to recruit our students. Some people are afraid to go to Gibbs Village. We're not. Those are the areas that people really need the help, but a lot of times they just don't know the resources. And you know, the Bible says, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." Sometimes the knowledge is right there. We just don't know how to tap into it. So what we do is we go to those places and we tell them, you know, do you have a job? We just start off simply. Do you have a job? Do you have bills that need to be paid? Do you have identification? And we start telling them the incentives that we have as far as this program and what you stand to offer. And once we tell them it's free, we're going to feed you a lunch every day, catered lunches. We're going to make sure you have a mentor to walk you through this program. You're a part of a family. A lot of times people just want to belong. And when we tell people, and we tell our students the first day of every class, once you come to Hope Inspired Ministries, you become a part of our family. And for a lot of people, just that little nugget is enough to draw them in because they don't have family a lot of times. And a lot of times they do have family, but their family is not the best person for them, or their family treats them like a stranger. And so they're looking to belong to someone. And that's where we come in and we embrace them. Mm-hmm. Now, I will be honest. A lot of times people are not motivated to come and be in a program where it's like a classroom setting. But once they get there and they see that we're not just talking this to draw you in, when they decide they want to come back each and every day because they feel that we're being genuine with them. And even when we have to dismiss students, the one thing they say is, I'm coming back because you all treated me with respect. And I know right about now, I was hard-headed and I didn't want to listen, but they come back. And all we can do is plant that seed. But like I said, sometimes it's hard to pull a person up when they've been stuck down for so long, but you just have to motivate them. Sometimes that's all people need is that little push. And that's where we come along.
Do you guys work with the court systems and things of that nature? Because you talk about people who need a hand up sometimes. It's those people. It's an ironic. It's an irony that the system that pretty much, well, with your help, puts you in a position like that sometimes. But it's also the same system that can help you manage your way back to the top. Because once you go to jail for a few years, I mean, you get out, you got nothing.
Correct.
And I don't really know how you make it back from that. But that's what you guys are for.
That's right. We actually have judges that send people to our program. And one judge, I want to say it's Judge Gaines, actually said, when people come before me, sometimes I realize that they actually need life skills and job skills. And so she said, when I realize that need, I will refer them to your program. So a lot of them come simply because they have community service hours, and that's fine. If that's what gets you through the door, we have no problem with that. A lot of them come because the judge says, I'm not ordering this for you, but I'm referring you to this program, and they come and they realize that it helped them in the long run. Because honestly, a lot of the jobs that our students get are jobs that they either could have gotten themselves or jobs that probably would not hire them aside from Hope Inspired Ministries.
Let me ask you something. We, as a person sitting on this side of the glass, I'm motivated. I get out there every day. I get it. I get up first thing in the morning and go to work. Like millions of people do in America. We have a hard time understanding how you cannot do those things that to me are just instinctive, and that is to survive. Everybody's got to eat. Okay, everybody's got to eat. Everybody's got to have a place to stay. How do you not want to do that? And we have and so sometimes the sympathy and the compassion that we need to show, we don't, because but by the grace of God, there go I. But certainly, I tell people sometimes you can't wait till opportunity knocks. Sometimes you got to go knock it. Right. How do you convince people with that mindset? And I imagine there are a lot of, well, listen, I get up every morning, I go to work, I did this and I did that, and so they can do it too. How do you convince people to want to help who've had a difficult time in their own life? They got their own story.
Well, I will say this: a lot of times we do become jaded, and we ask ourselves, what makes them think that they don't have to go and work? Well, the thing is, a lot of people won't. Like I said, they want it. They just don't know how to do it. And then you have a lot of people that have been living that lifestyle of depending on other people, for one, still living at home with their moms. Their moms are taking care of them, and so they don't want it. And so once their mothers or their families get tired of them and want them to get a job, then they've lost that motivation. So that's where we have to come in and say, your bills are not going to be get paid. We have people that come to us off the street that have nowhere to live, absolutely nowhere. But they're just in some survival mode. So we bring them in, we'll get them placed into a shelter, and we do work with a lot of the local shelters. And once those students get placed in those shelters, then they come to the program. And it's wonderful to see the transformation of the students that come from living on the street to getting a job, getting their first car, helping them open a bank account. That is the reward in this whole program.
How do people reach you guys, and where you guys located? Is there a phone number? And another thing too, even if the person listening this morning doesn't need your help, I would imagine that they may know somebody and they can refer people. Now you said your class is filling up right now, right? So
yes.
Yeah. How do people reach out to you guys? If I just put the number down on a piece of paper somewhere, or is there a website they can go to, or how do we reach out to him?
So we have a Facebook page, Hope Inspired Ministries. We are the Montgomery location because we actually have 5 different locations. But we're located at 145 Coliseum Boulevard in the old Girl Scout buildings down from Food Outlet. And we actually have a website, hopeinspiredministries.org. Our office number is 334-649-4330. I repeat, 334-649-4330.
You know, I've been on the street a minute. I've heard the stories. I've heard the promises. You know, and I'm not believing it. Okay, I'm not believing it. I mean, everybody was promised me that and promised me that, and now I'm back in the same place that I was. Talk to that person right now who almost ready to give up and who says, I've heard that before, same old story, different day. Talk to that person and you know, or their relative right now and tell them, you know, they should give you guys a chance, because you guys have a record of success and a record of actually doing something besides talking.
Okay, so I am going to take off my Hope Inspired Ministries employee hat, and I'm going to put on my student hat, former graduate. So all those things that you talked about, needing that motivation, all those things, that was me at one point in time. So I'm going to be honest, I never intended to go through this program. I just wanted a job. I didn't want to sit in a classroom setting, and I honestly felt like all the things that they could teach me, I already knew those things. I wasn't a dumb person. I wasn't a homeless person. So it's not just for people who you feel like can't do better. I had the tools that I needed, but I'm a firm believer that we plan and God we plan and God laughs, because ultimately we want to do what we want to do, but until you do what He wants you to do, it's going to keep coming around until you actually fall into that plan. So with me, I didn't want to do this class, but through a series of events, I needed to do it, and I honestly felt like, well, I'll just go here and waste a little bit of time and then get me a job. But once I entered those doors, and I met with the staff, and they treated me just like a member of their family. And in my mind, I thought, yeah, this is the first day, and the mask will come off eventually. Nobody's that nice every day. And I went back, and even when I wanted to not go back, I was drawn to that building. And at the time, the class that I was in was a 12-week class. But I stayed those 12 weeks, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I never missed a day of the program because it fed my soul. And so for me, that was what I needed at that point in time in my life. They helped me to become the woman that I am today. So I did my internship at Hope Inspired Ministries, and I've been there ever since. So I'm not saying that this is gonna be everybody's result. I'm not. But what I'm saying is, if you just give it a chance, you can't lose. What's the worst that can happen? You get a job and become self-sufficient. If that's the case, then why not go for it?
Okay. Well, I almost want to come over there just to hell come over there. But give the number again for folks up there. And if folks, if you don't need this program, you probably know somebody who does. And so write this number down. You may not need it today, but tomorrow, trust me, things can change in a blink of an eye. You never know. So give them your number one more time.
Okay, I'm gonna give them the number, but let me say this, everybody is one paycheck away from being homeless or falling on hard times.
That's
So
what the Democrats in the White House.
the number is 334-649-4330. I repeat, 334-649-4330. Thank you.
And I added the Democrat thing. These guys are not political. They don't care what. They don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, whatever you are. So okay, I'll leave my commentary alone in a few minutes. I don't want nobody saying. I don't want nobody misconstrue what they do and what I say. Anyway, we'll be back right after this message. Hope Inspired Ministry. John Bowman is with me, and along with
Angelicia.
And she is the second in command over there. And she not only is she second in charge, she's a product of the program. And what better testimony than somebody who actually went through it?
Amen.
Who could have gave up? Who could have said hell with it? Because I'm with you in that class thing. Yeah, my professors didn't like me at all. But sometimes you got to be still and listen. We'll be back.
Your WSFA First Alert weather forecast.
I gotta get plugged in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start back on the fundraiser thing.
Sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. When your ride fires
All your
all
listeners get
cylinders, so do
$25,
you.
Kevin.
That's why Napa is on a
Okay.
mission to
You
keep
gotta have
you in
what?
motion. With
10,000?
nearly 6,000 Napa Auto Parts stores and over 17,000
Actually,
Napa
more
Auto
than
Care
that,
centers,
actually,
the
streaming.
Napa network has
I got-
everything
we
you need
got-
to get up and go.
Another active day of
between
showers,
10
tropical downpours,
and 30.
and thunderstorms. Coverage today around 70%, especially this
Okay,
afternoon
that might
to
be
this
killing.
evening. It's the same story we've had really all week
Yeah,
long.
yeah,
High
yeah.
temperatures will
All
get
I
up
have
to
to
near
say
90
something.
degrees. A lot of us may only up
All
to
I have to
80s.
say
Another day with a
something.
high rain chance on Friday,
Montgomery
60%
needs that,
coverage
though.
highs.
They got one.
Again,
They got-
upper 80s to
Matter of
90,
fact,
drier and
do
slightly
you
less
ever go
humid
over on
weather for the
them?
weekend. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler
Is
Seabury
that
for
the
News
Bowman-
Radio
Melissa
1440.
No. I'm talking
Montgomery Skywise Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Won't you get me over?
Okay, I
Good
can
morning,
wait.
Montgomery. Right now, we've got a disabled
Because when it comes to
vehicle
having folks
southbound
competition
on
ain't
Highway
problem.
31 on the Alabama River
we
Bridge,
got-
so please
there are
use
people that
caution
need
heading in that
to hear what
direction.
you guys do.
It'll be
Well, that's
moved
what I've
quickly,
learned.
and there's
Just
some
like they
rain
just say
falling in
free-
the listening area, so
and it's
maybe
free
a wet,
to-
slippery ride this morning. Leave
Right,
your ride
free,
slower.
not free.
So,
Medical
the lunch
billing
is
and
cost,
coding
as you
classes
know,
begin
which
September
you've
13th.
graciously
The
done.
pharmacy technician begins September
Not just
19th.
one.
At Trentham
Don't give me
State,
more credit.
you may qualify for WIAO funding.
That's what, I was trying to throw third. in it.
Yeah, I
Third.
Buckle up, Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is News Alert.
Between now and Christmas, yeah.
A few hundred or a few thousand. Call Chico's Auto Pros today. Schedule a quick
I
service
gotta make sure my
and
refrigerator
highway
gets that in
location.
Are you prepared for more severe food shortages? It's likely
It's
that
hard.
over the next
And
year,
I wonder,
serious
you know,
food
with the
shortages
prices
will
of
plague
everything
us.
going up,
American
what's going
farmers
to
are
happen
dealing with
when
insane
people-
diesel fuel
I was
prices,
sitting outside the
fertilizer
lights,
shortages,
people almost
which will
crying.
lower crop yield.
Bill,
And that
they don't
means
have it.
your family's
So are we
favorite
gonna start
foods
cutting
will
off
soon be in
everybody's
short
lights
supply.
and
while
everything
fetching
because
sky-high
not because
prices.
they lazy,
Inflation
but
is the
because
new normal, folks.
they
It's time
can
to act
afford it.
before things get even worse. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com without delay. You'll find ready-hour emergency food kits from My Patriot Supply that last up to 25 years in storage. Each kit provides over 2,000
Hey, Kevin, that's
calories a
Republican
day.
and Democrats,
Keep your
they both
energy
need
up.
Jesus.
Order your
Oh, that's
emergency
true.
food kits
Independent,
today by going
you
to
know.
But the Democrats need extra dose of.
Your
You know,
food
and that's the
and
thing.
arrives
with
in
those that
unmarked
are
boxes.
all that
Listen,
out.
there are ways to
You
beat
None of them are
food
talking about
shortages.
any of that.
But what
Ready
those
for real
people do
preparedness. Be sure to look for ready-hour
You know, I mean,
foods
it
from My
affects-
Patriot Supply.
Look at the price
Go to
difference. You sit outside the light company crying
MyPatriotSupply.com
because you
right
can't.
now. MyPatriotSupply.com.
You ain't got the money.
Hey, little, we had a student that, she testified,
snore
let's
less
say,
and
at
stay
a
healthy.
congressional
I'm Martin
hearing.
Hogan. I
That it
invented
was
a
both
device, the world's only nose
bipartisan,
cleaner
but
that
it was
helps
on
flush
how do we
airborne
help
germs with power
And so
suction.
they called
But what did
one of our
doctors have
students,
to say
and
about
she
Navarre?
shared about her
Here's
own
Dr.
struggle,
Tonya Farmer,
but
a
about how
board-certified
they came
ear, nose,
in,
and
showed
throat
her love,
specialist.
helped her with the little things. And it's the same way with the courts. You know, they may be forced to be there, but the longer they're there and they start feeling love, I've never seen anybody, once they start feeling love, and they open themselves up, now some people just, they don't quite trust you. They resist it, but when they let that guard down and start trusting you, feeling love, and she did, and she shared her story with both Republicans and Democrats. Hey, look, all that bickering, this is what we need. This is what
And
it'll
Navage
need.
is all natural and drug-free at Navage.com.
Why does it? And maybe we
Rite Aid,
can, maybe this
Navage,
is something that I can
NAV.
lend a hand with if we can figure it out. But
Paid for by
we
Christian Care
need a
Ministry.
place like a
True, difficult
hotel for
times have a
homeless.
way of focusing us. We have to
That
think
they
about what
can
matters
stay
most
there
because
while
we're
they go through
spending
the
our healthcare.
process.
No doubt. This
Because
is why
right now,
so
Salvation
many
Army,
people
you
are
stay there,
joining
they put you
Medishare
out.
right now.
But
Medishare is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly healthcare
It's got to have
costs.
some kind
For
of
the
structure.
400,000
Right, yeah, oh,
people
absolutely.
already
And the
in this
Salvation
switch,
Army,
it's
they
pretty obvious
partner with
why,
us and they let our
too,
students stay there
especially
through
now
the
during this
duration of the
challenging
program
season. With
and
healthcare
beyond.
costs,
But they ain't got
lots
a
of expenses going
Yeah,
up.
they
Medishare can save
have
you a lot of
him
money. The typical
for Hope and Smart
family
Ministry
saves
students.
$500
And
a
so
month.
for a
And
lot of
Medishare is a
students,
Christian
you would
healthcare
be
sharing
amazed
ministry that's
that
worked beautifully for
if we
27
have to
years.
dismiss them from the
There are different
program,
options to
drug
choose from
use
to
or
fit your
whatever,
budget. I'll
excessive
give you the number here in a
tardiness,
second, and if you call, you
that
can get a
once we
price within
dismiss
2
them,
minutes.
it's
Maybe
like
now.
their
Be
whole
perfect
world
time
is
to make the
knocked out
switch and
because they
start
know.
saving. Here you go. Call
They're like, you don't have Salvation Army, I'm gonna be
855-51-BIBLE. That's
homeless. I'm like,
855-51-BIBLE.
I'm not gonna reach out and tell them, but if they call me and
855-51-BIBLE.
ask me,
He's the
I'm gonna tell
voice
them
of
they're
the
no longer in the
conservative
program.
millennial.
But
The Ben Shapiro
that's,
Show,
you know.
tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Okay, our numbers are 860-1440. Our guest this morning is John Bowman, along with Angelicia.
Correct.
Okay, you know, I have a hard time with them names and things sometimes. But anyway, Hope Inspired Ministry, their goal. So if I was to, well, first of all, we always need money.
Yes.
Because even though the programs themselves doesn't cost the student, it still costs somebody something.
That's right. That's right, Kevin. And the program is free to the students, but obviously it's not free. We have many volunteers, many donors that contribute, and I want to send a plea out to your listeners, because I know there are many. We talked on the radio, 10,000 to 30,000 listeners that you have, which is amazing, Kevin, to yourself. But we're competing right now in a nationwide competition. It's put on by the Gannett Foundation, who owns the Montgomery Advertiser, and it's 316 other nonprofits in the nation, and we're currently in second place. And basically what that means is the first place, and it ends this Friday. This competition is who can raise the most money, and we're currently in second place by like $2,000. But if we win first place, then we'll receive $25,000, and that money goes to allow us to help the individuals. So that money goes to make Montgomery a better place, to help those individuals who need it most. And if all of your listeners gave $25, we would win, and we would bring that money back to Montgomery and help the people in our city that need it most. So I encourage every one of your listeners to go to our website. There's a button to donate.
Mm-hmm.
Click that button, and it will go, and you can actually track our progress through the Community Thrives Gannett Foundation grant. But please go out there and help so that we can help more individuals.
And, and let me tell you, there are a lot of people every day that's begging folks for money. I'm not talking about the guy on the street. I'm talking about there are a lot of great organizations in Montgomery that do their due diligence to try to help people. But I got to tell you, I've seen the work of Hope Inspired Ministries. I've seen it. I mean, some of them I heard about them for years, but I don't really know what they do. But if we can, if $25 is not a lot of money. Okay, it's not. It isn't. So, I'm going to make sure that somehow, and they can bring it up. Or what if they don't have a computer? Can they drop it off? Is there an address? You gotta what that thing we got on our telephones now? The cash app. You got a cash app.
We don't have a cash app. They're always more than welcome to send it to 145 Coliseum Boulevard. But for this competition, it has to go through that portal. And there's a tote board out there that they're calculating it.
Okay, and the portal is where?
If you go to our website,
Okay.
hopeinspiredministries.org, we've got the button link to click. When you click to donate, it will go to the that portal. If you go to our Facebook site, there's a post that has the link on it. You go to my personal page, and there's a post there with a link on it. So any one of our social media outlets, you'll find that.
Okay. And Hope Inspired, they just type into Google Hope Inspired Ministries, HIM, they'll be a fun, because guys, like I said, we all know what's coming up starting next month. We all know. Go ahead, say it. What's coming up starting next month? Y'all know. I know you know.
Well, Alabama football is starting back.
Yeah, and so we gonna spend oodles of money, okay, going to football games, buying Budweiser or whatever the hell is that they drinking out there. So I think before you get all hyped up on Roll Tide, because I'm rolling with the Tide too, and go Irish, we can't, $25 is not going to hurt us. Okay, so you miss a couple of beers, okay? But boy, think about the guy and the woman who right now needs some help, needs some help. When they say Roll Tide, they're hoping they're not getting rolled. Okay, because they're out there on these streets, got no help, they've given up, they don't really have a whole lot of. Can we show some of these folks? And I'm going to do it. I'm going to that place today, and I'm going to put my $25 in there. Okay, so I'm just saying, we know we can spend money if we want to. We spend money where our heart is. And somebody said, if you want to know where a man's heart is, see where he puts his money. Okay, I'm just saying, football, we won't have any compunction whatsoever. The classic that happens up in Birmingham between Tuskegee and ASU, we'll spend hundreds of dollars for that. I'm just saying $25 will not hurt many of us. Okay, let's do it. Let's help these folks out, because they really do. These folks really do a great job at what they do. I don't know if I could do it. I'm not very sympathetic sometimes. I'm that guy saying, man, I get up every morning and go to work. You need to get up and go to work. But that's because I have been blessed not to. In my whole life, I've never really had to have a hard time.
Well, Kevin, you mentioned football, and back to the individual. How do they win in life? And you talked about Bear Bryant, but it doesn't matter if it's Alabama, Auburn, ASU, Tuskegee. When you're talking about winning the championship, all coaches say the same thing. In order to win, we got to say what's important now, and you've got to win today. Be where your feet are, and we see our students win one day, the first day, they come back for the second day. That's a win. That's a win. And then you see them continue to come back. You heard Angelisa when she was in the program to never miss a day. She started finding her purpose. Those students start finding their purpose. They start finding their hope, and they feel what you and I feel. You have a successful day. You feel like you've done something. And you start knowing that God created you and made you for a purpose. That's what your $25 will go towards. We give students a dose of hope every day, and it's a powerful.
And again, we know you might want to bring it by, but in order for them to get that money from this national contest, it's got to go through
that portal.
That
portal. The online giving portal.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Okay. But now we ain't gonna turn it down.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
That's what I said. If someone wants to send a check or bring something by the office, they're more than welcome to. It's 145 Coliseum.
And the nice thing about this, while you're at work this morning, you can still go to the portal. And if your boss fires you, let me know, and I'll dog him like he's a piece of rat. So you need to do that while you're at work. Just donate that $25. And Hope Inspired Ministries, and there's a portal on that. Is that the name of the website, HIM? Or
it's hopeinspiredministries.org.
.org. Okay, but let's help these folks out. Let's help them win that money. Because I got to tell you, you never know where you're going to find yourself in life. You just never know. I'm sitting here right now, but the guy down at the office on the corner down there may come down here after the show and say, you know what? We're going in a different direction without you. Listen, that happens. It happens. And then but if that happens, I'll be over.
Okay.
I'm just-
Okay. We'll be here to help you.
I'm just saying, if that happens, that's where I'll be. So the numbers people can reach you guys again are what?
334-649-4330. I repeat, 334-649-4330.
And it's hopeinspiredministries.org. Okay, go to the portal. All we're asking for is 25 small little dollars. 25. I mean, when you buy, what's a pack of cigarettes cost now? What, $5, $6? So you give up a couple of packets. It's more than that. That's marijuana's cheaper than that. I'm just saying. You might want to stop smoking a couple of cigarettes, because you know what? There's some people out here that would trade you them cigarettes for a plate of food. Yes. Just something to eat today. So I'm saying, and I must admit, I have become somewhat callous sometimes. There's so many people that have issues, and with everything going up, sometimes I just get wore out. And you shouldn't. And you shouldn't, because you know where you could find yourself sometime. I mean, yesterday I'm sitting at the light company. Somebody sitting on the side of the building crying because they just didn't have the money. Not because they didn't work, not because they're lazy. They're older people who just live on a fixed income, and everything is going up. And all the politicians in Washington tell me is that the gross national product is not going up that much. Well, I got to tell you, the only gross national product I'm interested in is mine at the moment, okay? And if you open the refrigerator and you get an echo, that's a problem, okay? I mean, ain't much in it. So I'm just saying, give the $25. I promise to give mine today somewhere I'll do it. I got at least $25 in the bank. So I can at least give that much this morning. So I'm asking some of you guys, and I'm going to be checking on you guys too. See, I want to raise at least $1,000 today, okay? Now you can give more than $25. I'm just saying, but $25 is the minimum that we want to do. Okay?
And Kevin, I didn't say it earlier, but to add to that, we have a generous donor who has offered to match $10,000 if we can raise $10,000, and we're $2,000 away from that match. So I feel quite sure that your listeners have that capability to do that, and they'll see immediate return on their investment.
That's right.
Help an individual.
That's right, because some of you guys are going to go to the bank this morning and put in $25,000 in your account. So just peel off $25 of it and help Hope Inspired Ministry out, because they do a wonderful job. We hear about a bunch of businesses, but I can tell you for a fact that these people make a difference, and they're not the only ones who make a difference, but the only ones I know. I mean, there are a lot of people, but I just know what these guys do. And I thank you for bringing her. It's always good when you bring somebody in that's gone through this, because that's gone through this, and they can tell their story. And what is somebody you go to church? I'm sure no testimony.
Amen.
Okay. Well, we get testimonies up in here of people who've been through it. Okay. Well, anyway, guys, I appreciate you coming by and talking to us, and we'll hopefully see you next month, and we'll do this again. But now y'all can always call sometimes through the month and tell us how things are going on the phone, and tell us if you need something. Y'all don't really need clothes or anything like that, do you?
Actually, we do have a clothing closet for our students. A lot of our students live in shelters. They have nothing. So we do have a clothing closet. I actually teach job prep, and I teach students how to interview professionally. I teach them how to dress for interviews. So we do have a clothing closet for our students that do not have access to those items. So we do accept clothing donations. We would appreciate anything that you have for our students. Thank you.
How about canned goods?
We can accept those for some of our students.
I got some Beets I've been trying to get rid of for a long time.
I tell you what, when you have nothing, Beets do come in handy. Good for your blood.
I hear you. I got, now me, I got this thing about giving food. Only give food you'd want to eat.
Correct.
Okay, I coming up, you know how it is. Poor and Black, we go to the those people used to give us a box of this and a box of that. They always gave us Beets. I said, who the hell wants this? I mean, beets and green beans. How boxes of spaghetti and meatballs.
Right.
I mean, come on. If you don't want to eat it, what the hell makes you think I want to eat it? You know, I couldn't stand that. And then one time we got dog food. I mean, I'm hoping they gave us the wrong box. You know, I'm hoping they did. But we actually got dog food. You know, now the one thing that the government do give us that's pretty good, that cheese. That's a good macaroni and cheese on that. So I can't dog them for everything. But anyway, name is John Bowman, and we got
Angelicia.
And Hope Inspired Ministry. Where you located? 145?
145 Coliseum Boulevard, Old Girl Scouts building.
Right, on the same side of the street that Food Outlet is. They're not
Yes.
advertising, but I'm going to give them that free break anyway. Same side of the street, Old Girl Scout building. They do a wonderful job. And listen, they always need volunteers. And if the only thing you have to offer is some experience and some hope, we can use that.
We'll take it.
Hope is good because hope is the essence of all things.
Yes.
You know, and if you don't have hope, you pretty much don't have anything. Okay. So anyway, gotta go, guys. Man, this has been a great conversation today. I appreciate you guys coming by.
Thank you for having us.
All right, we'll see you.
Now I'm gonna get settled for this new class.
Yeah. Yeah, you can go share you can share that page too. Go to our page.
Okay,
share
I'll
it,
do that.
and all your listeners, all your followers on Facebook.
I'll also take this and podcast it.
So you were WSN.
So you guys can
On
use
News
it later
Radio
on.
1440.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I never do that.
Well, thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, get us on the FM too. You know, I drive to Birmingham a lot.
But business. Former president didn't speak at the 6-hour deposition, invoking his Fifth Amendment rights. The New York Attorney General's office is looking into whether he improperly valued his assets to get favorable treatment from lenders and the IRS. If you've been grocery shopping recently, you've had to have seen it. Prices are up more than 13% in the last year. It's the largest yearly increase since March of 1979. Alabama Democrats want to repeal the state grocery tax. That 4% tax goes to the state education trust fund. Both parties have introduced legislation to cut the tax in the past, but it continues to fail because of disagreements over how to replace that money. The housing market is shifting a little bit. For months, it's been an extremely competitive market. Now, real estate agents in the River region say more houses are available, but with higher interest rates. The Federal Reserve upped interest rates by 0.75% last month to slow down inflation.
News Radio 1440 WLWI AM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. Also on 95. This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. They're still not cheap, but drivers are giving thanks for average gas prices under $4 a gallon for the first time in 5 months. That includes Sherry Williams in Oak Ridge, North Carolina.
Every little bit helps. And so, I'm grateful to see it at this price.
AAA says it's an average of $3.99 a gallon. That's 15 cents less than it was a week ago and 68 cents lower than a month ago. There's a new sign. Price increases are slowing. Wholesale inflation fell 0.5 percentage point in July. The number of people who signed up for first-time jobless benefits was up last week to its highest level since November. The Labor Department says applications climbed by 14,000. That is the fourth increase in 5 months and a new sign of continuing layoffs. We're learning more about the FBI search of former President Trump's Palm Beach estate this week. But what we still don't know is what they found or didn't find there. Correspondent Robert Costa.
So many people right now are making conclusions, not knowing exactly what the FBI has in terms of archival materials they've taken from Mar-a-Lago and what the DOJ's grand jury is doing on so many other fronts.
Newsweek says an informant tipped off the agency on what to look for at Mar-a-Lago and where. Investigators in Indiana are trying to pinpoint the cause of an explosion that blew apart a house in Evansville, killing 3 people. Correspondent Nikki Batiste.
Surveillance video captures the moment of the explosion, smoke billowing into the sky. Also caught on Ring video from across the street. Officials say debris was strewn 100 feet in all directions. 2 people confirmed killed in the house that exploded, another in the home next door.
The Big Mac is making a comeback in Ukraine.
Big Mac with McDonald's.
McDonald's have closed its 109 restaurants in Ukraine following Russia's invasion nearly 6 months ago, but it has continued to pay its more than 10,000 employees. Now it says it will begin to gradually reopen, starting with restaurants in Kyiv. The reopening is a sign of Ukraine's efforts to return to some sense of normalcy. It's also a show of support after the American fast food chain pulled out of Russia. Linda Kenyon, CBS News.
Go ahead, enjoy yourself. CBS's Michael George says it could be good for your brain.
An analysis in the journal Neurology of dozens of studies involving more than 2 million people around the world found that those participating in various leisure activities like reading a book, practicing yoga, or visiting friends had a lower risk of dementia.
The Nasdaq's just entered bull market territory, futures up 100. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and master 5th grade math.
I can't do this. It's impossible.
Not you, Dad, your daughter. Staples will help her move forward.
Right.
Right now, Staples cop books and number 2 pencils are just 50 cents each. Plus 2 pocket paper folders are only 25 cents each. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. Ends 8/27 in store only, limit 30.
If you're like me and suffer from toenail fungus, please pay close attention. Nail fungus isn't just a cosmetic problem. It can also be dangerous, but no matter what I tried, it seemed like my fungus would never go away. Then I discovered Crystal Flush, the new FDA-registered at-home treatment. This unique 2-step system flushes out fungus at its source and reverses damaged nails. Call now, and for a limited time, you can try Crystal Flush risk-free for 30 days. Call 800-764-9219. That's 800-764-9219.
News from the world of baseball.
Welcome to the big leagues. Vaughn Grissom, called up from Double-A by the Atlanta Braves. He played in his first game last night in Boston. Swing, high fly ball, deep right field. Vaughn Grissom flies hard over the monster. 21-year-old second baseman told Valley Sports all he could do was smile when he rounded the bases.
I was just super shocked. It was just, what a moment, you know. I didn't know what to think except, wow.
His mother, father, stepfather, sister, aunt, and girlfriend made the trip from Florida to see him play in the 8-4 Braves win. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Steve Martin isn't using the R word as in retirement.
The new phone back there! The new phone back here!
He says he will not be seeking other projects after Hulu's Only Murders in the Building. The 76-year-old funny man tells The Hollywood Reporter, quote, "This is, weirdly, it." Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, it's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our health care. No doubt. This is why so many people are joining Medi-Share right now. Medi-Share is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly healthcare costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too, especially now during this challenging season. With healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up, Medi-Share can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. And Medi-Share is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that's worked beautifully for 27 years. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Maybe now would be perfect time to make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Oh man, I have another hangnail. You shouldn't pick at your toes. Daddy says you might cause ingrown toenails. Speaking of Daddy, it's time to remind people how important it is to see a podiatrist. Yeah, Shannon, our dad, Dr. Brian Kelly, treats things like tendonitis and bunions. If a person is diabetic, it's important to have a foot exam by a podiatrist. Call today for an appointment at 265-7585. Happy feet start here.
No representations made as to the quality of podiatric services to be performed or as to the
The best that you can do is fall in love. Looking it up between the moon and New York City. I know it's crazy, that it's true.
locations in Montgomery and Greenville. Follow us on Facebook.
Good morning, peoples.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, it's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our health care. No doubt. This is why so many people are joining Medishare right now. Medishare is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly healthcare costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too, especially now during this challenging season with healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up. Medishare can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. And Medishare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that's worked beautifully for 27 years. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Maybe now, the perfect time to make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440.
It's crazy. And good morning, everybody. All right, we are back. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Please go to the website and help Hope Inspired Ministries. They really do a great job of helping folks, a lot better than I could do. So if you can do that, and somebody's going to match what we put in there, so that'll be great. All right. Our numbers are 860-1440. Don't forget, our show's been brought to you in part by J.L. Lane Truck and Auto. J.L. Lane Truck and Auto. Okay. If you're looking for a pre-loved car, a car that you know is dependable, a car that has been checked out vigorously and rigorously examined for any problems. When they sell you a car, you will be able to leave that lot in the greatest of confidence that you have done your due diligence to make sure that you dealt with the best people in town. And I've been doing business with Mr. Lane for a lot of years. Honorable man, good guy. And just because you had some credit problems in the past, they'll let you buy there, they'll let you pay there. Okay, all I ask you to do when you sit across the table from him, be honest with him, tell him what you need. He'll tell you what he can do for you. The only way you walk out of there without a car is that, you don't want one. Okay, they're going to do everything they can to make sure that you have a place, a vehicle that's dependable, that's in good shape, get you back and from work, and take care of the family. They'll do that for you, okay? J.L. Lane Truck and Auto, J.L. Lane Truck and Auto, located at 208 Gun Road, 208 Gun Road. Again, you can buy there and you can pay there. The cars have been cleaned and cleared of all known issues, past a rigorous inspection process. So if you're ready to ride, go to 208 Gun Road or call them, and you'll see that they do you a great deal. 272-4313, 272-4313. Ask for Steve or Kathy. They'll take care of you, I guarantee it. You have my word on that. And my word's pretty good most of the time. Okay, there are sometimes that, depends on who I'm talking to. Anyway, 860-1440 number here. Want to give us a call, love to talk to you. There's another meeting tonight. Now, it's another meeting. Now we've been going through this for about a year now. They're gonna get together and talk about spending the COVID money. Okay, they're gonna get together. Now we haven't spent much yet, but the public can listen again this week as the Montgomery County Commission, the Montgomery City Council, and the mayor again discuss plans and priorities for an $87 million pool of federal money. But we've been paying Levittate a little money, so I'm pretty sure it's not $87 million anymore. Okay, so I don't believe we got $87 million left, but we got a little bit left. The city and county, working with a team of consultants, have decided, after going on 2 years, to work together on the allocations and pool their monies to make a wider impact. Now, again, it's another meeting to talk about how to spend the money. Now, they had meetings about this already, and they haven't spent a dime yet, okay? The meeting will start at 4 p.m. this afternoon at the County Commons Annex on South Lawrence Street, okay? Now, at a previous public meeting on July 11th, area leaders set priorities for a second round of spending. So one thing they are doing about all this money, they're having meetings about it. Okay, we cannot say that they're not having. Okay, they cannot say that they're not having meetings about the money. Okay, they are. Now, our question is, our goal is, when you're going to spend some on the people that it was spent here for. Okay, I know. One thing about it, it's kind of like going to church. Everybody likes to go to another meeting. Anyway, let's go to the phone and see who's there. Good morning, who's this? Wait a minute. Okay, there we go.
It's kind of leading to what I want to know this morning, if you allow me to, sir, without interruption. Before you got off the show yesterday, you was praised. You praised Trump, but you was more talking about how bad things were. But how is it now for the so-called conservative party and the Republican Party? We was already almost dead last in the education in the state of Alabama. Now we're dead first or last in infant mortality in the state of Alabama. How is that, folks, sir? And the Republican Party that claim they love kids and care about kids.
100.
Kids failing in school.
100. Well, let me get. For 139 years, the state of Alabama was led by Democrats. Okay. Secondarily, so you can't undo a 139-year mentality in 10 or 15 years. Okay. Now let's talk about something else. You have a party, okay, philosophically, that thinks they know what's better for the group, and they don't emphasize the individual. So to the Democrats, we either gay, or let me finish. I let you say we either gay, or are we black, are we some other gender that. So you have a Democratic Party that has tried to make everybody dependent on them rather than dependent on themselves and God Almighty. So why? Wait a minute. We have I'm gonna give you time. The infant mortality thing, I don't understand that. We got free health care, we got Medicaid, we got Medicare. Well, whether they got it or not, whether they have it or not, there still is a medical resource for people who are pregnant. Okay, the reason why our education is sucking, because we got parents out there and bureaucrats who don't really care about it, because they get told when they're trying to come up with a standard second to none. We're told that little Johnny's got old. Wait. We're told. I'm gonna be quiet after this. We're told that little Johnny can't learn because he got ODD and ADHD. You can't send him home, so we allow people to disrupt the learning process for everybody because he got a problem. That's one of the reasons.
Okay, so you didn't make any sense on that one because the Governor Ivey is the Republican.
That's got Governor Ivey don't run the education system. I know, but she doesn't run the education system though. Yeah.
You just can't be quiet when a brother on the phone with you. Anyway, the thing is, the Governor Ivey is the Republican that's been whining about what the Democrats are doing. Coming to a bill. All the new people that's running, going to the White House this year, they whining about what the Democrat was doing, but they're in charge of the state. They stepped in and said
139 years of leadership, my brother. 139 years. Again. Okay, but what's your point? What? Give me your point. Let's get to the chase of it. What's the point? I know, but say it quick, because I got to run. You put me to sleep.
They're not doing a damn thing for our education system. They're not doing a damn thing.
Wait a minute.
We're not expanding Medicaid expansion deal.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. And wait a minute. What's that got to do? Wait a minute. What's that got? What's the Medicaid expansion? Which I think they should expand it. But what's that got to do with education? What kids?
We got so much bad publicity for it being last and everything.
Okay.
I had to kind of put together stuff.
Oh, all right. Okay. I got you, brother. I'm with you. Okay. I don't get none of that, but okay. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Yes. People, wait a minute. People who don't have a job, who don't have things, who are down on their luck, need hand. You cannot tell. Wait a minute. You cannot tell me 2 months after I get out of school, all my bags, all my pencils, all my book bags are all bad, and I can't use them. You can't tell me that. My son is using his. He's using his. We just got out of school in August. I mean, in May. Then all of a sudden comes August, and now everybody needs all new stuff. That's crap. That's crap. I don't buy that. Anyway, see you later. I don't buy that. You don't need brand new stuff 2 months after you get out of school. I don't buy that. Okay. I didn't go out and buy new book bag for Z. He got it. There's nothing wrong with the one he has. Okay, we've turned our society into a begging society. Give me this, give me that. I just think you don't give it to them, you make them work for it. You make them, especially if you're in the 10th, 11th, 12th grade, you do something to get it. You don't just give it to them. You know, you go to old folks' homes, you help them out, you help cut somebody's grass. And that is a part of our problem. We are turning our young people into beggars. Okay, and then when they don't get what they want, now they think they should go out and take it. I'm sorry. 2 months out of school doesn't mean that everything I got is no good and it all needs to be replaced with new stuff. I'm sorry. I don't buy it. Anyway, no. So that's why I said all this begging stuff. Good morning. Yes. Another excuse. You don't, brother. No, what you? Yes. Medicaid, right? Medicaid expansion. Can you believe that some of the kids that were on Medicaid 1 year are not this year because of the lack of Medicaid, the lack of money that actually went into Medicaid, and an unhealthy child, a sick child, cannot learn. So Medicaid has a whole lot to do with children in school. What do we do? Wait a minute. What do we do, brother? What do we do before we had Medicaid? I went to school. Well, I don't have all day. You know. Okay, my thing is you got kids that have a lot to do because with Medicaid, not only you're dealing with their physical health, but you're also dealing with their mental health, Kevin. And you and I can agree that in this city, the last 2 years, you have young children to commit suicide. The children are allowed so many visits under Medicaid law, and then after that, they cannot see or no one can see them. In fact, they have both people turning them away. And everything. So Medicaid has a whole lot to do with it. And as far as the governor appoints the state school superintendent. And the governor she ran during her primary talking about critical race theory would not exist in Montgomery, Alabama or anywhere. We don't need it. We don't need it. Right, exactly. I'm not saying whether we need it or not, but what I'm saying is she obviously has power on what goes on in the classroom via the state school superintendent. So she has a lot to do with education. So she needs to own the fact that lowest on the totem pole when it comes to our kids. And then also what the caller meant to say is infant mortality rate at the lowest, meaning that the kids are not surviving. We're pro-life, but yeah, we're not acting like wait a minute, who's responsible for that? Who's responsible for that? It's the mama. It's the mother. No, we're not talking about their body. We're talking about the body that lies within them. Okay, but it's their fault. Hey, all you gotta do is say no. All you gotta do is say no. I mean, I didn't say that. Wait a minute. I didn't say that. Yeah. Yes. Oh, Lord, here we go making an excuse for him. Oh. Right. Well, I didn't say, wait a minute, I never said history wasn't important. I said you can't live back there. But of course, that's how we got here. Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. As a reference, not as a place to live. Yeah, man. Okay. Well, then we good. We agree. But you cannot live back there. You can't live back there. Well, some of y'all do. Right. All right. With that, I took a break. It is 8:23 in the morning, right here on News Radio 4. I don't know how we go to these places. Sometimes we get to, but some things, not all things, but most things that happen to us as human beings is because of who we are and what we do and what we don't do. You can't blame government for everything because they don't care about you, except on election day. We'll be back.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance, where you only pay for what you need.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance.
Where's my coffee?
Pay for what you need.
Good morning, Montgomery. One accident right now being worked, and it's 85 northbound at Court Street. This is affecting traffic on 65 north and southbound approaching the interchange. So please use caution. 85 northbound at Court Street. It's back to school time at Premier Place. Shop Big Lots, Burt's Outlets, Michael's, GameStop, Lynn Mart, and more. Premier Place in Prattville, another great McClinton and Company development. Buckle up for Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is Major Delay.
You love your car, yes, but why are you not loving it with those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Christopher Wray has had Hunter Biden's laptop for almost 2 years. We know there are crimes on that laptop. We know it implicates Joe Biden. We know Joe Biden was the real quid pro quo guy. You're not getting $1 billion unless you fire the prosecutor investigating my son being paid millions with no experience. How could you believe in equal justice or equal application of our laws in this country anymore? You cannot. And no, I don't trust the upper echelon. I don't have faith in our FBI leadership or the leadership of this DOJ anymore, and I don't trust them. And frankly, neither should any American at this point, because of their corruption, their abuse of power. And it has been on display now ever since Trump landed in the political arena.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
All right, we all know ammo is expensive and in short supply. Did you know you can train without ammunition at your house using Mantis X? The Mantis X firearms training system is a no ammo, all electronic way to practice and improve your shooting accuracy. Now it simply attaches to your own firearm like a weapons light, and you can use it at home or at the range. The Mantis X gives you data-driven, real-time feedback on your technique and guides you through drills and courses. 94% of shooters improve within 20 minutes of using Mantis X. It's military-grade technology at an affordable price. Now, the Mantis X has improved my shooting dramatically and is a must-have for every gun owner. If you believe in your Second Amendment rights, you must also act on your Second Amendment responsibility to be confident and competent in your shooting ability. Now start improving your shooting accuracy today. Get your Mantis X now when you go to MantisX.com. That's one word, MantisX.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you a needle in a haystack. You want more of the top employees with
But every now and then I get home one of these and
ZipRecruiter.com/trials. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trials.
From the very beginning, on every workday since, on every shift, and every individual effort,
What you been up between the moon and New York? Excuses, just more excuses. Okay. About your group. Yep, I hear y'all. I hear you. I know it's crazy. That is true. Once you get up between the moon and New York City, I know it's crazy.
Vaccinated against rabies. This is State Public Health Veterinarian D. Jones. Rabies vaccination not only protects dogs and cats from the deadly virus, it also reduces the risk to the owners who can unknowingly be exposed by their unvaccinated pets. Help us protect you, your family, and your pet by getting them vaccinated today.
This message is brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health and this station.
Be smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Hey, love me. Love me, love me, love me, love me, love me. Love me, love me, love me, love me, love me. All righty then. Good morning. Hope everybody's doing fine here. Okay then. See, I see people take me to places sometimes I really don't want to go. You know, y'all just take me to places. I wasn't even planning on going there today. Good morning. Good morning. Well, that's all. Okay then. Well, hopefully we'll have all those little things taken care of. I know you waited for a long time there, but hey, good. I guess you couldn't hear me. When you guys call, you got to turn down your radio, okay, and stuff like that. Whatever you got going on, there's a delay, and you will become confused about when somebody's talking and to you and when they're not. 860-1440. Anyway, again, so tonight, we're going to have another conversation about the money. And by the time because Levitate has told us after over a year or so what we can spend the money on. And so we're going to have another meeting about the money. And it's today. It's going to be at, I believe it's going to be at, let me see. Okay, that's good. I'm glad to know that. Okay, so that's like 8:31. Anyway, so I forgot. It's going to be somewhere on somewhere. It's going to be on the today at 4:00 at the County Commons Annex 1 at 100 South Lawrence Street. So that's what's going to happen there. They're going to talk again about spending the money, and one of these days they'll actually get to spending the money. Good morning. Who's this? Turn your radio down. Yes. Good morning. I don't know.
a meeting to justify it. So when we had a meeting and we discussed it and this is what we did, blah, blah, blah. But the people that need the money, for the senior citizen and everybody, whatever, they don't ask these people to come in and participate, do they?
Well, now, Rich, it's at the previous public meeting on July the 11th, area leaders set priorities for a second round of spending, including street cameras, outdoor trails, broadband access, youth sports facilities, upgrades, modernization of community center. They also gave updates on the status of projects that were under the way. I think the Montgomery County City officials, I don't think they didn't take question from the public at the planning meeting, although they said that they will host a series of neighborhood events to discuss. So, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's one of the reasons why everybody's price has gone up on everything, because Washington decided to send everybody a whole lot of money that's backed by nothing. But it is that's right, right. But eventually they hurt them. Mm. Well, again, that's why they're paying Levitate to tell them where they can spend the money. Mm. Right. Yeah, I hear you. But right, but that money also, right, but that right. Okay. Okay. All right. Appreciate it. And again, that is one of the reasons why inflation is up, because they keep sending millions and billions of dollars with nothing to back that money up. So the poor folks, by the time they end up paying for that money, we're paying now 13% groceries have gone up, light bills going up, rent's going up, and it's all going up because they've infused billions of dollars in our economy with nothing to back it up. So that is one of the reasons why some old folks are catching hell right now, sitting outside the light company talking about they didn't have no money left. Okay, I'm just telling you. Yeah. So we come out better sometimes. We don't get any money from them. Good morning. Good morning.
Bag of oranges and it was $21.
Whew. Mm-mm-mm. There must have been some hell of oranges. Listen, I was trying to buy some bacon the other day. I had to put the bacon back. Yeah. Listen, yeah, again, and again, I went to pay my light bill the other day, and a woman sitting outside the place just distraught. She just didn't have the money. Now, it's fixed income. And if the gas company goes up, the light company goes up, if everybody keeps going up, what happens to the folks who can't get any more money? To the people who need it, yes. Some, yeah, absolutely. No, I haven't. Elvis was my man, but I don't know. If it ain't Elvis, I mean, it's only been one Elvis. What's that? Well, now he was misappropriating a little culture there, but I ain't mad at him. I mean, because black folks can sing, you know. Yes, yeah, he did. Yeah, so yeah, yeah. And he did. Oh well, you too. Somebody sent me a text says that COVID money. It is here to recoup the lost tax revenue during the shutdown, not for poor folks. They're going to line their own pockets before any money gets to us. Face it. And I cannot disagree with that statement because it will. Now, let's talk about something. Let me take a couple of calls. We're going to talk about something that I asked the mayor about when he was here the other day about this horse program. Good morning. Yes. I'm doing fine.
And he said that he really thinks a lot of you, and that you were probably one of the more objective and well thought of police officers at the Montgomery PD. And it comes out in just about everything you talk about. That's a compliment to you. Anyway, I get a lot of calls from different places and that, and I've been watching InfoWars, watching it. It's a cheap version. I'm going to tie all this together for you if you listen. Of what's that? Shopping network. There's certain sections of that programming, and they're constantly asking people to go and donate money. That guy's got $240 million that he's raised from people that are complaining about their gas bills and all that. They're buying into something that they're not going to be able to do anything about it. They worry about me. I got one guy who lives in Montreal. I've been doing business with him for 30 years maybe. And another one in Philadelphia. These guys are well off and icons in the industry that I'm in. And they worry about me because the image that everybody still wants to hang on to about Alabama. Well, I'm here to tell, I told them, I said, you know what, I could never do what I'm doing now in Philadelphia or Cincinnati or Montreal. And, I don't want to get into all that. But, it's, Alabama has been good for me. And if you compete, I was listening to the guy this morning from the ministry, and everything. It's all about competition. But, if we don't watch ourselves, we're in some serious trouble. I'm going to watch C-SPAN tonight. The way C-SPAN is, I don't know if they're all in it together. I noticed this morning that these Americans are opening up their shops in the Ukraine. And, I served on the Ho Chi Minh Trail. bombed the hell out of Laos and Cambodia to keep the North Vietnamese from supplying them. And now Putin is allowing us to supply the Ukrainians with weapons. What kind of war is that? But the one thing that really made me call this, Mark, first I wasn't going to call, was your last break, Sean Hannity talking about a target system that you can learn to shoot in your house. And then the next one is Smith and Wesson. And then early in the week, there was a report out that the largest increase in gun ownership and purchasing guns is coming from the black community. Now, I wonder if it's a coincidence of Cumulus to have that playing in your show. You know, because Cumulus doesn't have any rap music or hip hop. You're the closest thing they have in Montgomery that you can consider black. We get 3 hours of black entertainment on 1440. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you to call it black. I think that you, especially, we're all Americans.
Right.
Beyond race, we could do something. We need an engineering approach to fix these things. Otherwise, what they're talking about on InfoWars, about the 500 million people that will be left here on the planet, well, how do you get on the art? You know, all these people that can't pay their light bills, are they that expendable?
I think they are. Listen. All righty then, let us take a break and we'll be back right after these messages. We're going to come back and talk about, let's see, the mayor said that the horse program was going to be restructured. Now we find that it's going to be suspended. What's going on, Mr. Mayor? I mean, it seemed like a great program, and what I am hearing behind back channels, sound like some stuff going on to me. Come back, let's talk about it.
First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has everything you need for school at prices that won't hold you back. Right now, Staples count books and number 2 pencils are just 50 cents, and 2 pocket paper folders are just 25 cents each. And store only offer ends 27. Don't send your kids back to school. Send them forward at Staples.
Another active day of showers, tropical downpours, and thunderstorms. Coverage today around 70%, especially this afternoon into this evening. It's the same story we've had.
Oh, here's one of them people going to get together one more time and talk about the money.
Another day with a high rain chance on Friday, 60% coverage. Highs again upper 80s to near 90. Drier and slightly less humid weather for the weekend.
Yeah, y'all gonna get together tonight and talk about it one more time.
Radio 1440.
And see, and by the time y'all get done paying everything and talking about it, won't be nothing left.
On News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. The accident 85 northbound at Court Street clearing up, traffic beginning to move smoothly through that area a little while longer. Outside of that, we're looking good. Keep listening.
Mm-hmm.
We'll keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. From a simple patient transport to life and death situations, Haynes Ambulance is there for you both on the ground and in the air. Haynes Ambulance, ready at a moment's notice. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
You love your car, yes, but why are you not loving it with those tires that
Yeah,
carry you and your family?
this is getting ridiculous. This is getting ridiculous.
Show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Power Pro.
When it's time to get a new vehicle, Larry Puckett Chevrolet is the best place to find your new Chevy or a great used car. New cars, SUVs, and trucks are being delivered daily, and Larry Puckett has their largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in over a year. Check them out online at LarryPuckett.com.
But it seems to me, though, there could be some, and again, you can, that there are a lot of folks who need a roof on their house. They're poor folks who just don't have. And right now, I tell you the other day, I'm sitting outside of Lycombe. I got people out here that they're crying because they can't pay the uptick in the bills.
Sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthy. I'm Martin Hope, and I invented Navage, the world's only nose cleaner that helps flush out airborne
that's true.
suction. But what do doctors have to say about Navage? Here's Dr. Tonya Farmer, a board-certified ear, nose, and throat specialist.
Most airborne allergens.
Well, it's sure here.
viruses,
It is
and
sure enough here.
When that happens, it
It's
can cause
here.
congestion
Yeah.
and irritation, and that just makes you feel miserable.
Well, are y'all gonna? Are you guys going to broadcast the meet today? Does
Flushing
anybody
your
know?
nose with a saline solution is the most effective way to flush all.
Well, you just turn your phone on, bro, so we can go to Facebook and
Now
look
when
at it.
patients come to my office, I tell them I highly recommend that you use Lavage on a daily basis.
Yeah, I'll come down there for a couple minutes because after that y'all been putting me to sleep. So yeah. All right.
CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Ben here with Just Blinds Info. On behalf of the Myers family and our entire team here at Just Blinds, we want to sincerely thank you for selecting Just Blinds as the best, your #1 choice for blinds, shutters, and drapes in Central Alabama. Just Blinds has been delivering on our family's commitment to provide quality window treatments at affordable prices and to deliver the absolute best in customer service before, during, and after the sale for over 35 years. Please visit us online at gojustblinds.com.
Septic tanks are used where municipal sewers are not available, and maintenance is important. Failing septic tank systems can endanger your family, pollute the environment, and can be expensive to repair. You can prevent your system from failing by having your tank pumped every 3 to 5 years, keep a separate container for grease and dispose of it properly. Use detergents low in phosphates and spread laundry over several days as to not overload the system with too much water. This message brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health and this station.
For most of Alabama, ticks and mosquitoes are more abundant from late spring to early fall. If you spend time outdoors or have pets that go outside, you need to be aware of the diseases they can carry to help protect yourself and your family. Prevention is key in safeguarding against tick and mosquito-borne diseases. For more information and tips on how to protect you and your family from these pests, visit our website at alabamapublichealth.gov. Again, visit our website at alabamapublichealth.gov.
Don't miss Sean Hannity.
Biden incoherently adheres
Live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Okay, we're back. 860-1440. Take this one last call before I go to this, talk about this this equestrian program that the mayor said was going to be restructured. Now it seems to be like they're going to do away with it. Evidently, there are a lot of people in City of Montgomery who have participated therapeutically in this program that won't be available to them, I guess, for now in the near future. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. I know. Stop. Hey, listen. I'm tired of hearing that every morning. I know that. So can you please give me something different, please? You know what? Listen, I'm not some 12th grader who you can give that artificial intellectual. I know, but give me something new, man. There's 66 books in the Bible. Okay, I know. Because you get on my nerves saying the same thing every morning. We know that. And nobody hate, and I'm not going for that one either. Nobody hating on you either, so I don't want to hear that either. Of course not. Okay, it is. I know it's in the book. Stop telling me every morning it's in the book. I know that. That's right. But give me something different. Okay, Ed, give me the short version here. I gotta go. Give me the short version here. All right, Mr. Ed. Please, just there's more books in the Bible. There's great information in that Bible all over the place. Just every once in a while, introduce me to a different part. Okay, it's all important. God knows I believe that, but sometimes you just get to me. Anyway, a city-run program that serves people with special needs has been suspended amid allegation of financial impropriety. David Tyler just knows that his life has changed. 30-year-old has Down syndrome, has been riding horses through a program offered by the Montgomery Therapeutic Recreation Center since he was 5 years old. His mother, Kay Tyler, said that the program has helped her son develop better concentration and other physical and social skills. When he's on that horse, he is so proud of himself. Now, the mayor came up here a couple weeks ago, and we talked about this program. Now, the back channels tell me here's the problem. And this is what the back channels tell me, that evidently there's a contract conflict, I guess, with the feeding of the horses. Okay, somebody wanted somebody to get it, somebody who wanted to get it didn't get it, and so now there's been a retaliatory. This is being done in retaliation. Okay. Now, I'm hoping the mayor's a much bigger guy than that. I like the guy. Evidently, there was some personal grievances in this issue. If these horses help these people, and the horses didn't cost the city anything, they just feed them. The horses were given to the city. Okay. Now, what really irks me about this is that being a member of the Park and Recreations Board, that I am for the time being till they fire me, that we knew nothing about this. We knew nothing about this. Okay, the mayor pretty much assured us, me, and the public when he was on this show that the program was going to continue. It was just going to be restructured. But it seems to me that ego has gotten in the way of this much needed, much appreciated program from the therapeutic scene. Ego, somebody once say ego is the how did he put it? Ego is the anesthesia for stupidity. Okay, so I'm just this is not right. A kid's been 30 years old now, been on these horses for the last 20 years or so, making a life for herself and doing well. I call on the mayor to put this program back into use. There's enough program we can get rid of that don't help anybody. They don't help anybody. But this program evidently is helping people. Okay, so let me get this right. We want to allow panhandlers on the street because they're homeless, but we don't want to help folks who trying to help themselves by using these horse things as a therapeutic device in order to become better citizens, productive citizens. Mayor, shame on you. Shame on you. Can we get the ego out of the way? All right. Good morning. Who's this? Not much. Well, I ain't trying to get rid of them. I ain't trying to get rid of them. I just want them to get to the point sometimes. That's all. Just get to the point. Yeah. All right. Right. Mm-hmm. All right, then. Let me take one more. Good morning. Who's this? See, Ed doesn't know that I have the ability to block a call. I have ability to block a call. Now, Ed, that's your last shot. If you do it again, you won't ever be able to call this show. Okay? So we're going to block your number. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. What we will, because I think it's important. Okay. I will take your counsel. It's a tough issue, and I realize that. So I was trying to get to it earlier, but Ed, yeah. Well, we will do it tomorrow. Right. We will get back on this tomorrow because I think it's an important issue. Especially since the mayor came up here and told me that it was just going to be restructured. Now it's suspended. I don't, that does not, that, like the old folks say, that ain't copacetic to me. Okay. I've actually never been on a horse because they kind of scare me. But evidently there are a lot of folks out there that are trying to get life together. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll continue this.
WSFA 12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jed Davis. Here's what's happening in the news on this Thursday. Former President Donald Trump was in a Manhattan courtroom on Wednesday in connection to a civil case against his business. Former President didn't speak at the 6-hour deposition, invoking his Fifth Amendment right. The New York Attorney General's office is looking into whether he improperly valued his assets to get favorable treatment from lenders and the IRS. If you've been grocery shopping recently, you've had to have seen it. Prices are up more than 13% in the last year. It's the largest yearly increase since March of 1979. Alabama Democrats want to repeal the state's grocery tax. That 4% tax goes to the State Education Trust Fund. Both parties have introduced legislation to cut the tax in the past, but it continues to fail because of disagreements over how to replace that money. The housing market is shifting a little bit. For months, it's been an extremely competitive market. Now,
Don't you know what if I could?
more house